but all of their outfits are swaggy. Should look at the Red Mage exclusive equipment and see if that's...
Yeah, but people who glamour exclusive equipment are fools.
I don't know about that.
That's a joke.
That was a joke. I only recycle the air when I find something... Forget to recycle the air when I find something incredibly interesting. That was a joke.
That, in all of his years of existing, or she, Shepard has never felt horror up until that exact point. Shepard has come face to face with Reapers and felt less.
It is true.
Hell, he killed one and felt less.
This is true. Oh, I didn't do my dailies yet, so I'm going to wake up in an entirely different spot from
Also, Jimmy, I had an idea.
where I was. What?
Here's my question for you, personally.
Oh, hey.
Which one's canon? Female Shepard, male Shepard, or female Ride? Yeah, I should say female or male Shep, canon for the first 3 games, and Rider, male or female for Andromeda. Which one's canon?
Female Shepherd, male rider. But that's because those were the genders that I personally used when I played the games. So that's what makes canonical sense for me.
Fair.
Your mileage may vary.
I mean, I'm similar because FemShep is just better.
You know what else may vary?
What?
Whether or not Twitch app actually works for me.
Oof.
That's gross.
Sue me, I'm a little sick.
So go blow your nose off screen. Or on screen like I do all the time.
See, there's so many nice sets on here, but I can't get them because all the items are market prohibited. Or level 70 required. Fucking glamour.
You should look at the level 0 to 9 stuff then. Because
That's
a
too
lot
easy.
of glamour stuff is there, even though it's expensive.
That's too easy, though.
That's how I came up with my scholar uniform.
I mean, I had glamour, but then I realized that you were using a similar thing.
That's how I came up with my minor
I
uniform.
can't use it. What?
That's how I came up with my minor uniform too. But yeah, some of the 0 to 9 stuff is pretty nice looking and it isn't terribly expensive on the market board. Some of it is a little, but
Mage glamour one of these days.
it's a little expensive, but not nearly so much.
I tried
as
asking the
other
stream,
stuff.
but none of them came out and helped.
Sounds like you need cowboy pants.
Sounds like I need cowboy pants for chicks. Are we live?
We've been live for like 3 minutes, except I haven't started yet, but we're about to start right now.
Oof. I don't fucking care about your ads! Miss me with that.
AIDS?
Don't say that. Twitch admins will ban you.
Why? I don't benefit from their AIDS.
Okay, I'm pretty sure we're ready. I'm ready to go.
I'm starting. Now loading your death, or
Press
your
the
life.
go button.
Or your... Wait a minute. Hey, Eggman, how's it going?
What's up, Yegman?
Meeting us just as we get started. Hey, wait a minute. This isn't where I met you guys last time at the end of the last episode. Well, I was thinking about doing my dailies before doing the stream, so usually I end off in a place where I'm close to the Icatl 9 so I can do the dailies with them, and then I do my mining stuff before the stream starts. But today, I opted to do homework instead. And now, the rest of my day is completely free, so I think I made the right choice. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, the stream edition. Last time, we felled 3 separate primals, including Titan on hard mode, which was actually remotely difficult. It's like Garuda and Titan switched places or something. Actually, no, it was more like Garuda switched places with Ifrit, because I didn't die to Ifrit normal mode, and I didn't die to Garuda hard mode. But I did die to Titan normal mode once, so that would have been Ifrit hard mode. And then Titan hard mode was like Garuda. Does that make sense?
Kinda.
Well, whatever. You get the point. Titan hard mode was actually remotely challenging. But we took care of them all the same, and today we're going to continue with the main quest line, since it looks to me like most of the Scions have actually made their way to Revenant's Toll now, so that's where we're going to go in a moment. Welcome back to the blue background. Nope, too late. Hey Todd, how's it going? Before we go anywhere, let's check out our ventures here and see if Matilda and Ghost Hammer have made it to the next level. I don't think... Yeah, I was going to say. I don't think...
You know, I haven't checked on my retainer this entire time.
Oh, did you finally send him out and do things?
Yep. I sent him out to sell stuff.
Ah. Should check that.
And he had to limp sign, I'll check.
Should do the Troubled Adventurer side quest so you can assign him a class. Give him...
I mean, I'm obviously going to make him a Lancer.
Give him a... Well, you need to be a Lancer in order to make him a Lancer, and then he can't be a higher level Lancer than you are at Lancer. So...
The inside joke being... The inside joke being that I'm using an Elrod, therefore he needs to have an edgy class. Or alternatively, the polar opposite of an edgy class.
Average item level 10, she can get that. What are her stats there? Let's just have a look real quick, just to see how close she is to the next level. Oh, she needs quite a bit to the next level, so yeah, we'll give her that venture with Field Exploration 6. And then the next time she comes on the stream there, Matilda will be getting me toad leather. Or, well, not toad leather, but Gigan toad skin with which to make toad leather. So she's almost there. And Ghost Hammer might actually get to the point where he needs to be here.
So anyway, what plans do we have for today's stream? Are we planning on running some dungeons? Because I personally would like some assistance in gaining some of that precious moolah.
Main quest
queuing
stuff.
and DPS is pain.
Main quest stuff.
That works too. One step closer to Heaven's Warden, by extension, actual big boy money and experience.
You know what you could do if you need some money, though, is you could do the challenge log.
You make an extremely fair point.
Because if you complete 5 challenges in the challenge log per week, you get 10,000 gil. So, it's always nice. Magic Prism Indigo Star times 11. What kind of JoJo nonsense is that?
Sounds like some JoJo nonsense to me.
But yeah, Ghost Hammer, as you can see, is now a level 19 miner. So he is actually capable now of getting me what I need from his thing there. Let me take his money first, though. Like if I send him out on a venture, I can now send him for a specific mining venture, which is here, I think? Yeah, Alaman. Does this require... Okay, quantity 15 in 1 hour costs 1 venture. Okay. And he needs gathering of 63 to do it. Okay, so they do need to have specific equipment in order to do that. Alright. I will update his equipment then off screen. And then I will be sending him out to get me Alaman, so I never have to do it again. That's the ad with the perfume that smells like leather and cookies. Oh, you got it again, Rockin' Fun? God damn it. How you doing, Rockin' Fun? Is it finally gone? Okay. Good lord, man. It's probably what Cole was sneezing at, was the perfume ad that smells like leather and cookies. Isn't that the weirdest combination you've ever heard for perfume, Cole? Like, what the hell?
Awesome low shit, though. I logged in, got 3 free company invites.
Hey!
Oh, what's your record for how many you've got in one stream?
I think I got 3 from the same person in one stream. But it was at separate times, obviously. So I don't get why people are just like, well, this person isn't in a free company, I'm just gonna shoot them an invite. Like,
maybe I'm just a loner.
Maybe I like being a freelancer.
You know, you should really make a free company just so you and me can have that sweet, sweet title above our heads.
See, my problem with me creating a free company is that I'm only going to be active on this game for another 2 months, and after that I'm never playing it again until I decide that never playing it again means coming back to it. And honestly, that's only if Square Enix keeps my character for months and months after I play the game.
I stopped playing this game for 3 or 4 years, and my Ultim was still here.
Well, then maybe they do keep your characters for a long period of time, and if that's the case, then maybe we'll come back to it at one point in time, but it would probably be a little while before we did. Hang on a second.
I'm going to continue with the main story for a little while. And then I'll tell you when I hit a dungeon quest.
I had to make sure my power cord thing was on, because if it was not, this game would be running at about 20 FPS instead of 60.
Like pain.
So
I really just want to level up one more time so I can finally get on with my fucking quest for the red mages.
they don't randomly delete your stuff. They don't delete characters. There's no downside to making a free company. Free buffs. I've heard about the free buffs thing, but I don't know. I don't see myself as being able to micromanage a free company. And I don't feel like being an asshole who sends invites to every random stranger I see on the street, so...
Well, alternatively, we would just join one.
Yeah, but then we have to have responsibilities to that free company and do whatever they want us to do, which doesn't really...
I imagine there isn't a free company out there just like, hey, join for the buffs, come for the community, chill out, relax, and we're not...
But I don't want to come for the community.
Communities and raids, you're fine.
But I don't want to come for the community. I want to leech off of their buffs and nothing else, and then do my own thing for the rest of the game.
I mean, I'm sure there's a free company out there that's exactly like that. Like, hey, just come here for the sick name and the fucking buffs. I mean, my guild experience, generally, if you want to be left alone, you join casual communities that don't really focus on raids or PvP. You only go with the raids or PvP once you get in your end game. And, you know, that's literally just to have a consistent group to hop into raids and grind with. But that's the person who actually understands what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah, you're speaking to a person who doesn't know MMOs, so if that's an MMO thing, I'm a greenhorn.
It's not necessarily an MMO thing, it's just an online game thing. If the game has raids and the game has PvP, generally you want to surround yourself with people around you who understand that and who are generally not toxic dickheads, but unfortunately with PvP, beating the crap out of other people online tends to have a toxic effect on people. I also apologize for any disgusting noises I may make during the stream. I am catching a cold.
Oh no! That means
Although this is the strangest cold I've ever had because I've been catching it for the last 3 days. So I can't tell if this is the calm before the storm or this cold is just falling victim to my impregnable immune system.
I just realized I'm going towards the Waking Sands like it's actually going to mean something, when in reality I need to go to Revenant's Toll now. Oops. Well, then let's go to Revenant's Toll and pick up the next quest in the chain there. Let's see here. I think I'm way overthinking it. You can just make one and turn on a buff every now and then. I'll consider it.
Also me. Alt tabs to change music. Comes back again. Is getting murdered by enemies. Oh, hi there.
Only really uses Heat of Battle. Useless on most of your members in reduced rates. Only for teleportation via Aetherite. Every time you were in a city, everyone was like, "Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior, Free Company?" Yeah, that sounds like some of the times when I'm on this game. Unfortunately. Most people give invites because apparently you need to be in a guild-free company. You can't just merc, you have to be a fake socialite.
This is fair.
See, Todd, that's one of the reasons why I always appreciate you being in my audience, because you never skimp on the descriptions in these things. You just tell it like it is. I don't know, I feel like being a freelancer, so that's why I really haven't joined a free company.
Oh, hey,
Or invested
Shelter,
in
you
one.
look different.
What?
New person.
Oh.
Yisholta, she's in a different outfit
Oh.
from the last time.
I didn't even notice. That's probably a bad thing.
Oof.
Let's get the next quest from Infilia and see where we can go with this young main quest. We have a new assignment, Still Waters. How much you want to bet? Here comes the primal, what was the one that we missed in Limsa? Leviathan.
Well, you gotta think
How much
about,
you want to bet?
Well, I guess the way to think about free companies is something like this. It's like you have to be open and social when you're recruiting, because there might be a diamond in the rough or somebody that's really good at doing what they do, but they're too shy to even open up and just go out. Like they're stuck in that whole single player mindset. Like, hey, I joined this game to play, I shouldn't really need other people around me. It's not necessarily a loner mindset. It's more as I really don't fucking feel like dealing with people, and sometimes an open recruitment can help break the ice, because who doesn't like having a consistent party to go into dungeons when DPS queues are fucking 30 minutes?
Well, I mean, you know, I guess if you're queuing as a DPS, I can understand, you know, being able to go to your free company and be like, hey, I'm doing this right now. Do we have a healer or a tank who wants to join me for this DPS queue? And then you get somebody who's like, yeah, sure, whatever, I'll do it. I have a healer job, so I don't really ever
Well,
need to
be
worry
fair,
about
my
that.
thing is my paladin's level 60 now, so
Hmm.
I can't exactly just abuse my insta-Q privileges on him anymore.
Oh, okay.
And yes, before you ask, that was all just to grind money. Unintentionally, mind you, because I didn't realize I was leveling up that fast.
I told you to just do dailies once a day. That's all you got to do. You queue up for adventure and need tank, and you get like 15,000 kill.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately the XP comes with that, and then it's just like, hey, oh no, my paladin's level 60 and I can't even advance in any of his class quests.
Hmm.
Oh, this road to 60 thing, I can't believe I'm saying this. I kind of just wanted to go away for half a year.
Well, then get all your classes to 60. Just bitter and jaded. Most people outside of people who know you think you're either crazy or a dick. Oh, boy. Well, Todd, I'm glad to say that I know you well enough to know that you're not crazy or a dick. So, already at 2.2. Ah, okay. Gotcha. So that's what we're up to here. Free companies aren't as serious as guilds, and WoW. People seriously raid with will not be in your guild 9 times out of 10. They're just social hubs. See, I think that's what it is, though, is I think that the guilds in WoW, like, I've heard horror stories about the guilds in World of Warcraft that just negatively influenced my opinion on free companies or anything similar to guilds in WoW in any other MMO, so I guess I could be more open-minded about
Finding
it.
a non-toxic guild in WoW is like trying to find a piece of hay in a needle stack, and unfortunately you forgot your organic magnet.
Ouch.
There's exactly one diamond in the rough of millions of asshats, and if you find it, it's amazing, but then it's just on a time limit before it becomes toxic. Trust me, it's common. While I was still playing WoW, I was in and out of maybe 30 or 40 guilds in my time. And I was playing for like 2 years.
Damn, dude.
Every time one would become toxic or shit would start, I'd be out of there like no regrets. I'd take the people who weren't toxic with me and we'd start over. It's a pain in the ass, mind you, but it worked.
It's like 2 to 3 dungeons you can unlock every patch till Heaven's Ward. Don't recommend grabbing them unless you really want to experience all content or you need to unlock a hard mode version later. Gotcha. See, I kind of have a set of side quests that I want to go do later on in Heaven's Ward. I'm not really sure which patch they came in necessarily, but I know which ones I'm going to do. So I won't be grabbing side quests as we go here. I'll go get them when I'm coming back from Heaven's Ward content to the 3 city-states, so... Being crazy is okay, not anymore. In this life, literally the chaotic, neutral, mad scientist archetype. Just want to see where your curiosity leads. You don't care about too much else. Doesn't translate to the molds of real-life society, though. Yeah, I guess it depends on, you know, where you are in society, too. Like, it's hard to experiment with things in real life when you're in probably, I would assume the situation that Todd and I are similarly in, where you don't have the kind of just income where you can just throw money at whatever you feel like experimenting at next. I'm fairly certain Todd and I both fit into that mold, so it's tough to experiment and do your own thing when you're in that subset.
Yeah, that was the other big thing in our when I used to be in WoW and play that shit. The big thing was, every single time I would get a consistent raiding party together, we'd all get the idea of, hey, fuck our guilds, let's go start our own, and then everything would fall to pieces like a month later. It was like a cycle. Shit would just hit the fan immediately.
Well, that's not good. Also, apparently there are a bunch of crystals missing from our shipments at Horizon.
Oh, lovely.
Apparently there's somebody within Imagina and Sons and the Concern, which is funny because that's exactly... I still didn't do the Miners Guild quest for it. See, I'm all over the place now because I didn't do my dailies before this, so I wasn't like, well, I'm right in front of the Miners Guild, so I know exactly what I need to do to start this. I'm in 6 different directions right now. But it sounds like we're going back to Ul'dah anyway, so I guess it won't matter that much. Yeah, but it's crystals, so we know that, yeah, we know that something's gonna go crazy with the Ascians because of crystals, so... Oh, okay, Y'shtola and Thancred are already investigating. Okay, then that's what we'll go do. by not running into Minfilia's desk. That's that's not going to get us anywhere.
That's just going to get you a face full of mahogany.
I was hoping that my camera would turn as soon as I clicked, but I think I clicked a couple of frames before it gave me back camera control, and... Well, then I pressed W and just made a fool out of myself, but hey, I do that every day on Twitch, so whatever.
Ugh, damn.
Okay, so we'll head off to Horizon, and then we will check in with Thancred and Y'shtola. Well, just Y'shtola. It sounds like Thancred's already off doing his usual thing, which is running off without us, but...
Didn't that get him possessed by Satan last time?
Yes, but change is difficult for some people, so I'm not gonna make it seem like anything. I'm going to go back to Ul'dah, though, so we can do the next Miners Guild quest. Because I have the materials, so might as well. Let me see what Jaeger's barking at. Hang on. Oh, the neighbors. Okay. He really doesn't like our neighbors when he's in our yard there. He's a very territorial dog when he's in the yard. He's very sociable when he's out of the yard, like on walks or whatever, but he's very antisocial in the yard. So, it's probably a dog thing. Anyway, let's shift out our class to Miner, and then head to the Miners Guild to do our next quest. And then we'll go to Horizon after that.
That's ominous past tense.
Shadow Snake and Pem, thank you for the auto hosts. I didn't catch them until just now. Appreciate those.
Oh.
I'm guessing you're further ahead than me in the quests, and you're getting into some plot details that I'll probably get into in about 10 minutes. Or 15, depending on how long it takes me to get to that point. Well, old wisdom, new ways. That iron pickaxe isn't going to do me much good. I'll take the bronze pieces and be done with it. God, I see. It's only been 2 days, but I've already forgotten what Deep Canyon's advice was. But he pretty much just told me keep working at it so that I can appear to be a jobber rather than a traveler, like, you know, I am. Oh, so he was kind of your father figure for a little while then. Okay. Oh, yeah, I guess that would give you a little bit of PTSD for the job, wouldn't it? Yeah, I was gonna say, let me guess. And that's why you started mining, then. Well, that's fair enough. I wonder what made them grow so distant, then, between each other. Seems like they had a disagreement or something. Maybe we'll learn about that later. Right, and although I probably appear to be neglecting my gear because I have level 0 or level 1 equipment on, this is glamour there, Guildmaster. I have to look like I'm competent at the job. Can't be wearing, like, goat skin stuff in the middle of the hot Thanalan sun. What was she talking about there? Oh, okay, so you would replace your gear. Okay, in the past. Got it. I'm aware of what materia is there, Guildmaster. I get it.
I'm aware of what materia is. I've been socketing it into my gear for literally months now.
Oh, catalysts. I don't think I know what catalysts are. Oh, that's why I don't know what catalysts are, because you don't need them anymore. Okay. So she wants us to gather up 99 fragments of grade 1 carbonized matter. And if you were joining the Miners Guild before you had access to the airships, like way back in the main quest line, you would have to wait until you got to that point before you could go to Middle Anasia and use your sledgehammer to gather up the carbonized matter. But thankfully, I'm doing this like long after that's a point. So what is this stuff anyway? I'm just gonna look real quick. This peculiar contraption creates illusions by weaving together myriad shades of light, used in the hamlet of Hurstmill for celebratory purposes. Well, we can get rid of that pretty quickly, because I don't think I'll need it. But yeah, so I already have 99 grade 1 carbonized matter, so that's all said and done, all taken care of. It doesn't take much. You just go to... I can actually show you, because it's in the gathering log. And she's right, though. You do need your sledgehammer for it, because in order to gather it at the 3-malm bend, you need to do it there. It is right about... So, like, if you go to the left of this split in the road here, all along this wall leading towards foremast, I believe, is where it lies. Or maybe it's, like, up here. Somewhere in that area. But basically, somewhere along this wall between the foremast and western Lenasia, there's, like, 4 separate... points where there's... I mean, if you're a low level, you might have to deal with the wild dogs that are there, but yeah, I didn't really have to worry about that.
I forgot that, like, all of Old Da is racist. How the hell did you live here?
Because that's where pugilists start, so I just kind of made it work for me. Used to have some fun with the community. This game has something to do with the fact that you're usually joking or writing something dumb in the chat at the beginning of each mission. That don't work every time, though. Always remember that healer, and there was a Black Mage once, too, but that's mostly at the community. This game's kind of cool so far. Just been very lucky with teammates you met. Yeah, I've had a pretty good experience, I think, with a lot of the people so far in this game, in terms of...
I've only met, the, and singular asshole.
Yeah, I'm trying to rack my brain to remember, and I think I've only met, like, 1 or 2... people where I would describe them as being not very not the kind of sociable I'd expect from an MMO community that has a positive identity like the one that I would assume 14 has. I have a personal thing about a lot of the mentors not being very good teachers, because they tell you what to do rather than allow you to experiment and then show you what to do if you have questions. But that's a nitpicking thing, and that's on my personal nitpicking list. Like that's a me thing. That's not an anything else thing. I feel like the mentors do a good enough job at what they do for most people to get it, but I'm a special snowflake who needs a specific teaching style, or else I don't think you're a good teacher. So yeah, that's just me.
I wonder if she's an Al Ra.
Used to be so social, ran a free company with like 80 members for years. Got very exhausting after a while. You have to remember some people don't talk at all because it's kind of annoying to type on a PS4 keyboard. That's a good point. That is a good point, yeah, if they're on PS4.
It's a pain in the ass to type on a keyboard in general after you start voice chatting for a while. Like, you lose the speed you had. I remember I used to not voice chat, and I used to be ridiculously fast at typing messages in chat, but the second I started voice chatting, suddenly I lost all that speed.
Just don't type as much anymore, that's all. But yeah, there is cross-platform play in this game. Some of the people we see in this game may be playing on the PS4, so, and like Yegman said, it might be annoying to type on a PS4 keyboard there to, you know, type in things for people to see. I know about Materia Guildmaster. Did all the time in the tunnels affect your hearing? She's just gonna tell us. I'm surprised that they didn't change this to where it's like, oh well, you already know how to use Materia, so I just won't give you the blah blah blah.
What?
But yeah, they used to apparently need to use these grades of carbonized matter to create materia, but now there's a melding method where you don't need to use carbonized matter, which is very good, because that would mean we'd need to buy extra extraneous stuff that we don't really need, so. Had to buy a Bluetooth one and swap between that and your controller. Yeah, I could see how that could get annoying, yeah. You mastered the art of typing in PS4. That's a good skill. I don't think I've learned that yet, personally, so it's a pain, but you end up being really fast with it. Well, good. That's good. Yeah, I haven't mastered it at all. Then again, I'm still using a controller for PS4 typing, so yeah. Well, I am a disciple of the Hand Hair Guild Master, so yeah, I mean, I feel like it would be a little bit of a pain to have them program it in where it's like, oh, you already know about materia, oh, you already are Disciple of the Hand, okay, well, then you don't need this explanation, but, would have been a nice touch. Oh, well. So that takes care of that, and thankfully she took all of the carbonized matter out of my inventory, so I won't actually need to worry about it clogging anything up. So let me just go to the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, and I will sell off any excess stuff that I don't need, and then we'll head to Horizon and actually go in the direction we're supposed to go this time. Like the way that I was going when we started the stream, and I just sort of walked out of the West Gate. God, I'm Confucius there. Yeah, we'll do that for real this time. I could probably just sell it to this gentleman. He probably doesn't care that I'm just selling him all this assorted stuff. Don't need... Well, actually, might be a good idea to hold on to this iron pickaxe for... and this recruit sledgehammer to give to Ghost Hammer, so he's better outfitted. So maybe I'll hold on to that. Other than that, I think we're pretty much in good shape. Once I get my miner to the next level, which isn't going to be too long there. It's only got about 150,000-ish experience to get to level 50.
Fucking phone.
And then I'll be able to put the Master Miner's Ring on. Hold the fucking phone about what?
Hold on. I'll explain it to you when you get to this point in the story.
Okay, fair enough. Alright, now, with that out of the way, let me switch back to Monk, and then we will head towards Horizon. See what Y'shtola and Thancred have uncovered in their investigation. Excuse me. Yawning a lot. Again, probably because I ate too close to the stream. I either yawn a lot when I eat too close to the beginning of the stream, or I burp a lot. Both of which are very annoying. Story short, your other bad experience with the Black Mage in a dungeon in Kurthus with more balls, hated the dungeon. Yeah, Aurum Vale, yeah. Yep, right off the bat, I had a feeling you were talking about Aurum Vale, so... Started reading a guide. Did you miss something? See chat about typing on PS4. Oh, we were just mentioning that sometimes people aren't as sociable in this game because there's cross-platform play, so it's difficult to swap from using a controller to typing if they're playing on PS4. So yeah, that was where the conversation was going. Dungeon was always bad times. There's a reason just about everyone hates it. It was not exactly what I would call fun when we did. I mean, we did a good job of it, I think, when we played it on the stream, but we kind of had SB and Todd there to help us, so it was pretty much easy times. For the most part. Excuse me. Maybe I just didn't get enough sleep last night. I woke up like 4 times last night. It was ridiculous.
This Lalafell has balls of steel. Talking shit to the Sultan in front of her face.
Let's see what Y'shtola has uncovered in her investigation. Oh, so they don't have any leads, huh? That kind of sucks. Oh, I know Fufalupa. Yeah, let's see what he has to say. And actually, even though we've already beaten him, we might as well play a little triple triad with Fufalupa as well. So, once he's done with this quest thing. Oh, what kind of news? That sounds awfully suspicious. Well, I have a mount. Confucius is one of the fastest in the land, and by that I mean he's exactly as fast as anybody else who's gotten a mount speed upgrade in this area. It might be an Eastern Thandalin, yeah. We should inform Y'shtola, but first, triple triad. I think he's kind of... I don't quite remember, but I think he's fairly easy from what I recall. He does have 2 possible prizes of cards I don't have, though, so that might help a little. 3 open chaos. Let's see how we do here. He does, in fact, have a Miss Moni, and a Thancred, and a Biggs and Wedge. Yikes. He's probably going to take my succubus. Oh, no, okay, never mind. He's not going to take my succubus. Well, I can take your Miss Modi with my Miss Modi, so I mean... Excuse me. Oh, jeez, he has a general robe on. I can't really take that. You know what I can take, though, is I can take back my succubus. And let's see. So... He can take this with anything that he uses. So if I go like... I think this is a draw. Maybe not. Let me do this, actually. Let's see what happens. Okay, then. No, it's not a draw. I win. Yay! Ooh, we got a Chimera card. Okay, nice. So we actually got one of the cards that he has that I don't have. Interesting. The Chimera card was actually really good when you got it in Final Fantasy VIII. It was one of those starting cards that you could get very early in the game that was really powerful. So I don't know that it has the same effect here, but I guess we could check it out. Let's see. Card list. Chimera, where are you? Gotta be here somewhere. There you are. That's not bad. It's a nice little corner piece. Do I already have something that does that sort of job? Behemoth, yeah, it kind of serves that purpose. But I guess I could replace Behemoth with something else and just put Chimera there instead. Okay. Well, maybe I'll switch the deck around a little bit. Haven't really had a need to switch it around recently, but maybe I'll switch it around a little. Plus one of the mini-bosses of it is one of the super tanky Fate bosses you had quite trouble to beat. Ah, okay, gotcha. Doing it for the second time was with Black Mage, who just died every time, was being a dick to the healer every freaking time the healer was a friend of yours. Oh, jeez. Probably took that Black Mage Larizor video seriously. Well, it's not my fault I died. The healer didn't adjust to my needs.
Fucking goddamn.
That's not a serious comment there,
I know,
ladies
but
and gentlemen.
it.
Besides, that's what I keep Swiftcast on standby for, just in case people die, and I'm like, well, do I heal everybody somewhat, or do I prioritize this person, and is that person the tank? Because if I have to prioritize healing on somebody, and they're not the tank, I'm like, well, you're going to die and get Swiftcast Resurrectioned instead of me prioritizing my healing on you. Because if the tank dies, we're all dead. If you die, I can just bring you back. So,
If the tank dies, we're all dead. If you die, I can just bring your ass back.
so my apologies to anybody who's a non-tank who joins with me being the healer, because that's where my priority usually goes. So, sleep schedule's been out of commission for almost 8 months. That sucks, Todd. Time for some slow-release melatonin, I think. Can only stay awake 4 to 5 hours at a time usually, and then you can only sleep for like 3 hours until you really exhaust yourself. Stories from yourself and from friends, and it may just stay almost in a pocket dimension in this game. Maybe they were speeding to sell the crystals to the Amalja. Okay. Then that's where we'll go. We'll head to Eastern Thandalon and check it out.
Always gotta be the pissing beast tribes at fault.
Well, to be fair, I think... I forget where the quest is that starts with you befriending the Amalja, but it's a specific encampment of Amalja. It's not all the Amalja, but... I think you have to be a Flames member for you to get that one. Like, we got the Sahagin one. Well, you got the Sahagin one. I could have taken the Sahagin one, but did not with Maelstrom. So I would assume that you can get the other one from a Flames officer, like for the Amalja. Of course, that only leaves... let's see. That's the Amalja, the Ixal, the Sahagins. Which ones are the 4th and 5th ones? Probably the Kikern. And the Kobolds, I would assume. I could be wrong, though. Beast tribes are neutral. Have all the Armorborn ones and have never left Twin Adders. Oh, okay, so you don't have to be in a specific Grand Company to get them. Okay. Gotcha. Well, that makes sense. It does let you sort of, you know, it's not like it's exclusive that way. Where it's like, oh, well, you know. you have to join this grand company or else you can't get all the game content. That wouldn't sit well with people, I don't think. Not being quite bored with his attitude, and see what happened if you stopped taking aggro in a room full of enemies. He didn't really enjoy it. Nice. Well, that's one way to get back at people for being assholes. You just casually are like, oh hey, you want to be a dick to my friend? Shirk. Have fun with all that aggro, friend. I don't know how often that actually happens with people where they troll. Especially in randoms, I don't feel like it happens all that often where people are, trolling. And they just shirk all the aggro off to a DPS. Like, unless they're being a dick, like in Rock and Fun's case, where the Black Mage is being a dick. And so it's like, well, shirk. But
why would you ever just carry Shirk just to be a dick? Like, if the guy's gonna be a dick, you just let him die and don't res his ass.
I mean, I haven't done any rescue trolling myself yet, even though I have access to rescue trolling because I'm a healer. So, but that's not something we're gonna probably ever do. But it's an option. If ever I want to be an asshole to somebody because they're being an asshole back, I could just stand in an AoE for 2 seconds, rescue somebody into said AoE, and then run out of it as fast as I can.
That's like devious, and I like it.
But then the problem is that, of course, I have to then res them in order for us to make it through the dungeon. So it's like,
of you to assume that you need a second healer to deal with that.
Do that all the time when somebody doesn't use diversion. Nice. Well, like I've said before, no better way to learn how to use a specific thing or, play a specific class than throwing yourself into the fire. And I think diversion and lucid dreaming are one of those cases where it's like nobody really uses them until they have to. Then they find out just how quickly those abilities are invaluable. They find out quickly just how invaluable those abilities are. Shirk is an absolute necessity for tank swaps. That makes sense then. So like if you're in an area with like or a raid or a dungeon with 2 tanks, and one of the tanks is like the main tank and then there's the off tank, and you have to switch because the main tank is getting low on HP or something, you probably would use Shirk to throw the responsibility at the other tank. They generate more aggro and enmity with their combo, and then the boss switches who they're fighting, so the other tank can get a break. That makes sense. But we had to switch roles at some point there, Thancred. Oh, okay. They had a bunch of Somnus? Man. Oh, they didn't have the crystals. And neither did the Amalja? Okay. Well, that little plot line went nowhere. Alright, let's just go back to Horizon then. 200 gil just to teleport across 2 screens.
Fucking...
They're eating my wallet. It's okay though, I have 130,000 gil to throw around, so I'm good.
This man's over here like, I have 130,000 gil. I'm over here like, I have 10.
Damn, dude. You need to stop spending money on glamour.
You realize what you're asking me to do, right?
Can still swap pretty well without it. Shirk is super helpful, but don't think necessity. Endgame, every tank buster is usually followed by a debuff that will one-shot the tank on the next auto attack. Ouch.
This is the kind of bullshit that makes me wish I could train Shred Mage in the middle of battle and then just start hitting lucid dreaming as hard as I can.
Well, that's what you use Shirk for, though, apparently, is that it's like, okay, I'm getting low on HP, let me just give this to a different tank. So
if there's another tank.
yeah, in a 4-person dungeon that doesn't really work. You got to rely on your healer a little more, but, you know. So who took all these crystals, then? Okay. And we'll see what Urian J has to say about it. Maybe he'll have some extra information for us. Classic provoke and let the new MT generate aggro. Strat still works there. Oh, there's voice acting here. Shirk just makes that go faster. When you're raiding and the warriors in DPS stance, Shirk gives them infinite DPS uptime. That sounds like a good thing, I think. I don't know anything about tanking, so I can't really say one way or the other. But infinite DPS sounds really good. And Thancred's seen better days, hasn't he?
The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
I mean, I know he was just possessed and all, but he looks like he hasn't slept in days either. Jesus.
Indeed, I shall remain watchful. Ere thou goest, another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to...
Guess they did get
Wherefore
Gideon Amory
inquirest
back.
thou of her fairness? Oh, very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's toll.
Oh, okay.
Save thine insinuations for one given to such impropriety. Thou shalt not find me amenable.
So he's gonna send her off to Revenant's Toll then. Okay. Fair enough. Guess we'll find out just what kind of person she is when she gets there. Although it looks like they were setting sail anyway. That's an interesting outfit. I can't say I've seen that before.
We seek audience with the ruler of these lands. Who here speaks for her?
And do they have a fistful of nickels? That's who she reminds me of, is like a female shadow. What do you think this is, lady? We don't have kings and all that stuff here. I mean, we have a sultana, but she's not in Vesper Bay. Okay, well, anyway, that takes care of that. Guess we'll find out more about that later.
Was it a lady in a purple hood?
Yes.
If I
From
was a chick,
Doma.
I want her armor set.
From Doma, apparently. You aren't always rating of the warrior, though, and while infinite DPS uptime sounds nice on paper, done too much content to trust on paper versus what's actually going to happen. Not everyone can tank a DPS stance. Yeah, from what I've heard about tanking, and again, this could be me totally being off the mark here. From what I've heard about tanking, if you can tank in DPS stance, good, but your tank stance is kind of like your... I want to say crutch, but that sounds too negative. It's basically there as an aid for you in case the content is too crazy or too difficult for you to tank in DPS stance. I don't know how true that is, but that's the impression I get anyway. Oh, okay. Let's see what else Foopaloopa has to say now that I got his Chimera card. Maybe he'll give me the other card. No, we're not gonna actually play again.
Damn it, I broke another door, Jimmy.
Was it the Waking Sands? Because again, Tadaru can't...
No, it was the coffer and coffer.
Because Tadaru can't keep paying your bills, man. Spending all your money on glamour, leaving her with the tab. She's not going to be very happy about it. So sounds like the corruption didn't end when we took care of that other guy. Yeah, we don't want a traitor in their ranks. That would kind of undermine any activity we still have here in Ul'dah, so... Ah, that's a good point, yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess that would make sense. It's a little more secretive. Why specifically there? Okay, fair enough. I think a plan just happened, but I don't know if I was spacing out or I just didn't catch it, but the plan is in motion now, so it's fine.
Nice.
Oh, I see. That's what they did. They made it sound like they were going to rest there so that the thieves would go and look for them there. They're trying to lay a trap for them. Got it. So I spaced out. That's what happened. Not the first time it's happened, and it won't be the last. Come on, Confucius. We got thieves to catch. I should put you in DPS stance, though. Attack stance. Wondering something. If you're on a team with a Paladin and a Dark Knight, which one should start as main tank? That is a good point. I don't know.
What's the question?
If you're on a team with a Paladin and a Dark Knight, which one should start as main tank? It's a good question.
Hard pressed to say Paladin.
Paladin is kind of the go-to tank, but I don't know. Kind of baffled by stance on Shirk, rated with the same group, and A5S to O9S, and Shirk was used in probably every fight is available, and every time you end game contents with groups that know what they're doing, Shirk is a necessity. Sometimes tank stance is actually necessary. All three let you generate more aggro by default. If you're in a party where you're under-geared, tanking in DPS stance becomes significantly harder. Since also increased survivability, Grit and Shield both have built-in mitigation. Defiance gives more base HP. That's why their HP always goes up when warriors are in the party. Okay. I keep wondering why all of a sudden they have like a big chunk of their HP missing before we even do any of the content, and that would explain why. Adaptive player. On paper means nothing to you, because on paper people with I-300 gear shouldn't ever fail Heaven's Ward primals, yet that happens pretty often in terms of Savage Mode raids. It's dependent on your group, and if you don't have a group, you can't rely on people having perfect or even good execution. Well, I don't really know, personally. I guess we'll find that out a little bit more as we go. Where's my hiding spot? Here it is. Oh, okay. I think that guy's got it. Yeah, I don't really know how to feel about that sort of stuff, but again, it's probably because I haven't gotten to endgame content, so I'll let you guys figure that out.
We also haven't really
watching.
done tank content yet, or played as a tank yet. We've been straight DPS this entire time.
This is true. So say, do I even need... Oh god. Target the Ravager right in front of you. So say, do I even need Demolish? But I guess I'll take it. Bless you.
Die casually.
Oh, more Ravagers. I should use the enemy list a little bit more for when I'm doing that stuff, though. Ooh, wow. Nice kick. Oh, these guys don't have much HP. I keep pressing Dragon Kick like it's the last thing in a combo. Oh, well.
Maybe it's just your patented finisher move.
Well, it's because I'm used to pressing 1, 2, 3, and then I'm like, okay, well, I need to skip off of Demolish because I don't need it, but I don't think to press 4. I think to press the next closest thing to 3, which on my MMO mouse is 6. Excuse me, because it's right underneath it.
I see.
So.
Phew.
Oh, she is in the miner's gear. Okay. Looks like she's got like toadskin boots and some miner's gloves. I know that's the miner's shirt that she's wearing on the top there. I think that might be the miner's helmet too, like the level 50 gear that is. So.
I love how there's just level 50 gear for miner. It's so random, but I love it.
In-game content is a mixed bag for you. It can be fun, but needing to adhere to specific strats or comps sucks a lot of the fun out of it for you. I get that. I get that. Cause
I personally wouldn't mind having to adhere to certain strats. Sometimes I feel like when I'm tanking, I'm flying by the seat of my pants, not really know what I'm doing. Cough, cough, that Tonberry fight.
I feel like that in a lot of cases.
Well, to be fair, in the case of the Tonberry fight, your strat was obvious. Keep my ass up and keep yelling at me to hold aggro.
I mean, there's
the fact that I was screeching about how there was 1,000 knives in my back.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of cases where it's like you understand the basic mechanics of your job, and it's just adapting those to the different fights that you have to get into.
Fair point.
So.
See, the big thing with me and tanking is, on paper, tanking seems very simple, but once you actually get into the dungeon, you realize it's simple, but it's a very, very responsible job. You need to make sure you pull when the party needs you to pull, sometimes without them saying you need to pull. Like, if there's a lot of enemies in the hallway, you need to know the difference between, oh, I should pull all these enemies, and I should pull them one at a time because the party physically cannot handle 16 enemies at once. Sounds like common sense, but it's a lot harder than you think. In tank, you have to be both independent and loyal to the party, and I'm not used to this feeling. Usually with tanking, it's just hold the boss in one place, make sure you're taking all the damage while the DPS is just fucking destroy the thing.
Yeah, and that's not quite the case in this game. It's sort of that way, but it's also sort of... There's more to it than just that. Yeah. It's good, though. I like it because it makes you think on your toes.
It does.
Alright, well, Ishtola's making her inquiries, which she usually does, so Thancred and I are back to chat with Fufalupa about our recent events with those thieves. Let's see what he has to say. Oh, well, 'tweren't nothing, Fufalupa. It's only what I've done before, practically. Oh, and who was the traitor? I love how it's like, oh yeah, we've just got another traitor in our rank. It's like a drop in the bucket, like it just happens all the time. I mean, apparently it does, considering we've already taken care of a traitor in their ranks, but...
Everyone's a fucking traitor nowadays. Jesus Christ. Can't y'all just make up your mind on what your allegiance is? For God's sake, it's pretty obvious. You just align yourself with the protagonist and everything works out.
Yeah, but that's no fun.
Dumbasses.
Also, apparently the person who's the traitor escaped.
You're false.
Thancred with the salvagery. Seawolves are Rogadin, right? I'm trying to
I
remember.
think so. I remember they were just some big giant gang from Limson quests.
What's up, Thancred? Oh, okay. So where do I need to go? Yeah, pretty much. That's what I do, Thancred.
Honestly, just based on my experience in this game so far, the most stressful job I'd have to say, just based on my own experience, is healer. Because imagine having that kind of burden on your shoulders. Like, you have to do everything the tank does practically, except it's keeping other people healed. You have to keep an eye on the entire party's health bar, every single status ailment on them, your own procs, and meanwhile, the tank's just going to keep screaming at you for heals. Jesus Christ, being a healer with a shit tank sounds like hell.
Are you sure you still want to take Astrologen?
Fuck yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
If they scream at me for being a bad healer, I'm going to say, well, maybe they shouldn't have waited till Heaven's Ward to keep this class on lockdown. To which, if they then ask, why didn't you play White Mage, I will say, White Mage is basically just healer.exe. There's no DPS, anything about it. It's not Scholar.
Damn, dude.
Because let's get real here, Scholar's a DPS class.
Just about to say the NT, and even in this game,
With
potatoes are
sarcasm.
invading the roster. Who's in the roster with which Lalafels are in the roster? I mean, I know Shentoto's in Dissidia, because that's kind of like her special guest appearance thing, but I don't know. Oh, Alfie Node's in Vesper Bay. Okay. All right, cool. So Thancred will take care of the traitor, and we'll go see what Alfie Node needs. All right, cool. Your group, anybody can play whatever class they want. Don't adhere to a specific strat unless it's objectively better. That makes sense. That makes sense. See, I don't have like a full 8-person group at this point. I mean, I know that some of you guys would like to join me with this stuff, but we got to wait for like server transfers and all that other stuff. So it's kind of, I don't have a full group at this point that we can specifically say, well, we'll do one strategy or the other. We kind of just have to make do with random people that we find in the Duty Finder, which may or may not lead to shenanigans on our part or on their part. It just sort of depends. It's luck of the draw, really. Do you get a good group or a crap group on the Party Finder?
Occasionally you get like half of a good group and a really shit one. Only occasionally, though.
It's just luck of the draw. Whatever. Speaking of which, here's Alfie Node. Potato in this. Oh, Shentoto. Yeah, she is super scary. She's got a very, I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like she's...
A very menacing...
I see, the word that's coming to mind is like dominatrix, but first of all, she's a potato, and second of all...
She's a potato.
I don't think that's the right word for what I'm trying... I guess haughty is a better word. She's very holier than thou, I guess.
God damn it, I cursed myself.
Not even sure if that's the case now. White Mage actually did more DPS than Scholar at the start of Stormblood. I think that White Mage is still better in terms of AoE DPS than Scholar is, because I mean Scholar has Miasma too, but White Mage has Holy, and in dungeons where you draw a ton of trash mobs to the 1 or 2 tanks that you've got there, and they pull like 15 enemies into the same spot, a White Mage standing behind them, giving them regen and then spamming Holy just trivializes that pretty easily, from what I understand anyway. So
Also, Jimmy, I'm cursed.
wow, with
When I
what?
was talking about my WoW guild thing earlier,
Mm-hmm.
free company invite. We're a guild from WoW trying to transfer over to 14. End to me, please. End to me softly.
Oh, Jesus. Shintoto literally has Frieza's evil laugh, and she just roasted Ultimisia in a rap battle. Please don't ask for context. Okay, fair enough.
Why? You gave all the context we need.
Don't know too much about Scholar AoE. Yeah, I think it's just the difference is that Holy deals all of its damage at once, whereas Scholar's Miasma 2 deals its damage. It has initial damage, but it's a dot, and so it can't compete necessarily. I mean, over time, I'm sure it can compete with Holy's damage, but it's not like you can stack multiple Miasma 2s on enemies. If that was the case, everyone would play Scholar because there'd be no contest. You'd just stack multiple dots. Multiple Miasma 2s, that is, not multiple dots, but multiple of the same dot, and trivialize everything, but yeah.
Jimmy, I finally hit item level 90 with something I can actually go off and get half-decent queue times.
Nice.
Unless I'm completely wrong about that, in which case I'm going to die.
Well, the daily roulette for trials will give you any of the end game-ish trials, so like the hard mode ones. I think I got Garuda hard mode so far, and I also got that trial at Cape Westwind where it's the one guy from the Empire against 8 people, and you can kill him in like a minute or
15
less.
seconds.
Yeah. So he's also part of those trials. So Shantoto's a meme, I think. Like I don't know anything really about 11, but I've heard enough about the kind of character that she is to know that she's probably a pretty good character in 11.
I wasn't even aware there were potatoes in 11.
It's the Lalafell equivalent in 11. So. Oh, not that familiar with Doma, no. I mean, I know that Doma got poisoned, but I'm pretty sure that's a different Doma. They got poisoned by an evil clown. Yeah, that's what he said when he poisoned all of them.
God damn it.
Totally meme and totally awesome at her job, yeah. She's an emissary for all of the trolling things that Final Fantasy XI can have in him, I would think.
The only thing I've ever heard about 11 is that, as of currently, the hardest boss in Final Fantasy history is in that game. Literally just because he can one-shot your entire party and recuperate his entire 4 million HP pool in like 10 seconds.
Yikes.
Of course, I've only heard rumors.
So what do you think they are, assassins or something there, Alfie-Node?
It's always assassins, Jimmy. It's always assassins.
Ah, okay, so I should just be there just in case a fight breaks out. Might need some extra muscle. Got it.
Musculus.
Okay, well, we're heading for Ul'dah then. Let's see what kind of shenanigans the Sultana and those Dolmens are getting into with each other here. I'm sure it won't be good. I mean, usually this sort of stuff goes south before it goes north, so...
This is true.
It's because these quests don't use True North.
God damn it.
Because if they used True North, they'd never get lost.
Also, god damn it.
Yeah, let's go to the Chamber of Rule. It's exactly why you won't look for a static and you've declined like 10 or so invites during Heaven's Ward. Don't like objective anything because it's drawing lines that don't need to be there. Play games to have fun, don't care about things like parses or compets or what's objectively better. That and every static you got an invite to wanted you to raid 5 to 12 hours a day for a minimum of 5 days a week. Cleared some savage content while it was relevant, but it's not enticing to see people demanding. That's what I'm afraid of, Todd. That's the kind of stuff that I definitely don't want if I was ever to create a free company. I would want a free company where it literally is just exactly what I said I would want out of a free company. Is I can leech off of your buff if I want to and do absolutely nothing else for the free company, and then I'll be fine. So that would be the kind of free company I would want to aspire to.
I do not understand why people put restrictions like that on other human beings. Like, oh, hey, want to join my free company? Fucking raid 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. I'm sure you have time for that because you're totally not an adult with a life and a job. And about 5 or so years ago, I would have said, yeah, that's perfectly reasonable. Primarily because I was a part of one of those groups.
So you have you had a bad experience, huh?
I never really had a bad experience. It was the fact that, how do I put this? When I started raiding way back in the day, it was fun at first. Like, we'd always get in there, we'd hop into calls, we'd always have fun, there would always be jokes, it would always be great, but eventually the rush wore off. And we all started realizing that we were spending 50 hours a week running the same dungeon for an item with an ability that is like a 1 in 10%. Once you lose the fire of raiding, it starts to really just become tedious. Now there are some people who fight through this and keep going and end up being miserable, and there are people like me who are just like, you know what, this is boring, I want to go raid something else. So then you take a 2-month break, and then you come back, and there's all a bunch of new stuff. That's why I took all my breaks back in the day, because I just got sick of it.
Yeah.
And then people yelled at me like, hey, you said you were committed, you are committed, so what's the problem here? I tell them I'm burned out, and they tell me to get over it. And I'm just like, burnout's not that easy to get over. Why don't you try it sometime? Or perhaps you should go off and get a job.
Damn, dude.
I was that savage at 16. I didn't even have a job.
Go give them the get a real job excuse. Also, apparently that person who I was saying might be an assassin got denied at the Sultanas, so we brought them to the Waking Sands. I mean, fair enough. At the least, in that case, if they're hostile or otherwise have ill intentions, they're not going to be in a situation where they can hurt or kill anybody of too much import. I mean, worst they could do is try to hurt Urian J and Alfie Node, and then I'll be there to keep them alive, so...
See, my issue with those requirement raiding guilds is it's just like, eventually, there's going to be a party narrowed down out of the entire guild. And I'm just like, so let me get this straight. You want me to raid for 5 to 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, with 2 days off, which you're going to want to call me up anyways and play this game anyway. And on top of all that, you ask me this because A, I'm dependable, and B, you're too lazy to go off and recruit other people. See, that's the problem with guilds managed like that, is it's just like, can't you go off and like find somebody else? I'm sure one of the others would be willing to help you out perfectly and do a better job than me, but because you are comfortable talking to me and I have proven dependable in the past, you're going to call me up at every single waking turn to help you out.
Oh, hey, you got aggro back.
No wonder I had shoulder pains from when I was younger.
From all that playing.
I was gonna say from all that carrying, but...
Oh, well, yeah, fair enough. You got aggro back, though.
Yeah, and I'm looking for a missing child in here.
How did you recover him from... Oh, I went over to Vesper Bay. We need to go to the quicksand. What am I doing?
You're losing your mind.
I am losing my mind. Apparently, I have a severe lack of direction today. It's very concerning. How did you recover aggro from the bottom of the bridge he fell off of?
I gave him a mechanoid. I gave him mecha enhancements.
But isn't that just Maggie?
What?
Known world first statics that don't raid that much. Every fight in 14 is essentially a puzzle fight. No customization when it comes to how you spec class, how you go about a fight. Sometimes if you're lucky there might be 2 ways to do something. Pretty much goes for all content in the game. Static did 3 days a week for 2 hours and we thought it might have been too much. Well, that's refreshing because it's not like, you know, overbearing on people. So, because I know that if I joined a free company and they wanted me to do literally anything again other than me leeching off of their buff, I'd be out of that free company like that. So,
see, that's always been my issue. Like, why would you put like requirements on your members instead of just finding people who are dependable and then finding more people who are dependable and getting rid of the people who aren't dependable.
Because that's difficult.
We have traveled.
Yeah, and apparently people don't understand that sometimes the long way is better than the short way, which is literally putting down on your thing, hey, we need people for X amount of days, for this amount of time, all week, without any consideration for your own personal health. And I'm just like, really? Really? I mean, that's why I flipped around guilds so much, is because I kept searching for one that didn't have that kind of requirement. I never found one, which is unfortunate.
So apparently the quote-unquote assassin is named Lady Yugiri.
Of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware.
And now I'm aggravated because I'm reminded of my days of raiding in WoW. I'm gonna go vent to somebody about this later.
To free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms, only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
Man, I am just flying through these quests.
Sounds a lot like Alamigo, actually.
Succession. Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
Damn.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors.
That's all that's left? Holy shit, they've had it worse than I thought.
Many
Empires are
the
Empires are a bunch of cunts, bro.
I know, but...
They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so.
Oh, okay, you have a bigger ship offshore. Oh, okay. I was assuming that little dinky ship you came in on was all that was left of the Domans. Like, oh... I was gonna say, how did Stormblood become the Doman expansion if that's all that's left of your people? Jesus, but apparently there's more than just, the 3 of them. Those are statics. Free companies are much different. Like you said before, FCs are mostly social hubs that don't demand anything. There's some raid-oriented FCs, but those are few and far between. Again, refreshing because, like I said, anything that's hampers responsibility on their members is real big turnoff for me. So I'll have to if I decide to do anything with free companies, I'll have to make sure I take anything with the word static in it and just filter it out of my search results.
Well, yeah, and in my defense, I'm also recounting my experiences with guilds in World of Warcraft, not this game, because I have played this game for not actually that long, and it's so much more refreshing.
Not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our...
I get this feeling like I'm just gonna start blazing through these story quests, then I'm just gonna hit Heaven's Ward and then be like, oh.
outside the gates, however.
Oh no.
We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
There are a lot of refugees in Ul'dah there, Lady Yugiri. A lot.
Be that as it may, Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here.
It's not that I'm item level 90, I can start grinding up money on my
The
red
Sultana
mage.
and the Syndicate will
And not have to worry
be so
about,
easily
30-minute queue
swayed.
times.
Grinding.
Although I'm probably still gonna have to deal with 30-minute queue times.
To plead your case.
Grinding in my Final Fantasy XIV. Get that shit out of here.
Need I remind you that you grinded for all those storm seals?
I did.
Without a second thought, mind you?
I did once daily. For about 25 days.
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
I know people. I know a lot of people, mostly through my associate here.
I am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
That's because she's an Aura. You can tell by the horns she's covering up and the dragon tail.
Like I said, if I was playing as a chick, I would definitely want her outfit. That hood looks amazing.
And she didn't want to directly reveal that because it was the new race that they were going to have you play in Heaven's Ward, and they were slowly building up to it. So, and for story reasons too.
I
still want that outfit.
It is nice. I like it.
If
If I was playing a rogue, I might want to actually use it.
Honestly, it could even work for like a red mage if he dyed the hood red. And everything else black.
I shall defer to your experience.
Be more like an
then.
Arabian red mage then.
Yeah, well to be fair, all red mages don't need to wear the slick hat.
It seems I have
It's hard to
urgent
rock the
business
feathered
with the
cap
Flame
some days.
General.
Damn
I
right.
leave our guests in your capable hands.
Oh, okay, I guess
Now,
I'll
in hindsight,
see
you'd
what
think
else
Bard
she's got
Glamour
to
and
say.
Red Mage Glamour would be literally the exact same thing. Because both of them have to rock feathered caps.
For what? For red mages and for what else?
Red Mages and Bards.
Hmm.
Because both of them have to rock the swaggy feather caps.
Unfortunately, bards get their damage off dexterity, and red mages get theirs off intelligence, so they don't have the same gear.
Damn shame.
Well, I mean, I could just set you guys up with Miss Modi. She did pretty good for me when I was at my wit's end, so... Okay, well then let's see what we can do. I guess we are actually going to go talk to Ms. Modi to see what we can do. So you know how you said if I ever need anything I should come to you, Miss Modi?
About that.
I need a favor.
Well, you see, about them as much.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, there's a wealthy merchant that was going to eat here tomorrow. I'll just tell him to cancel and schedule it for a different day. Now there's plenty of food. I love Miss Modi.
Modi's a savage. She just doesn't give a shit, and I love it.
I picked the right starting town because she's like the best proprietress.
Now, if only the entire population of your town wasn't a bunch of bigoted assholes, and we might be perfect. But then again, I really can't blame them, considering the fact the Almagans basically walked up one day and said, "Hey, our city's gone. Can we live?"
Yeah, but the Alamegans didn't cause the bigotry in Ul'dah. That was there before they got here.
Fair.
Ul'dah is my home, damn it. I know I'm an international person and the rest of these cities are all, you know, fine and good, but I'll always come back here and feel like I have a place somewhere. It's nice though, because it's that sort of feeling is sometimes absent in these sorts of games. And I should especially mention it in a situation like this, because sometimes I feel like in this sort of a game I can't really experience it on anything further than a surface level, and that's an inherent flaw that I'm coming into the game with, because I'm so used to single player games where I can be like, oh, you know, I can really concentrate on, you know, the mechanics or the story or whatever because I'm playing it on my own, whereas in you know, a situation like this, sometimes I can't concentrate on the mechanics because it would be too much for me to ask for people who've played the game for years to slow down so I can die a few times and learn the mechanics. That's too big of an ask. So it's nice to experience the game on more than a surface level. That's, I think, where I get most of my enjoyment from the game so far, is on the times when I can dip below the surface level and say, hey, this is important to me. I've made a home for myself in this part of the game, so it's good. I appreciate that, the ability to experience that. Well, Ms. Modi has a letter that might assuage your fears about these people. I'm sure they can earn it. It's just there's mistrust before they that they have to deal with before that. I wonder if that was a yes or a no. Maybe I'll have more luck with Catherine here. You know, if I get that poll out of the way. No, I didn't mishear her. Here's her instructions right here. They sound like they're ready to work, so I don't...
Oh dear God, Jimmy, I'm having an influence on the children.
Oh boy. So I wonder if that means that there won't be any food. Maybe we'll have to go on some fetch quests to get enough food. I can't say that would be outside of my wheelhouse because I've literally already done that, so...
Also, Jimmy, did you see the Discord message I left for you?
Nope.
It was something along the lines of, I absolutely despise Aurum Vale Re... Some of it was all one word. Listen, when you queue up for half an hour for Red Mage and then your party wipes 6 times in Aurum Vale, you learn what hate is.
I couldn't tell if they actually did give me trouble or not. Maybe I'm malpracticed here with the NPCs of Ul'dah. Maybe I haven't been here in long enough. Apparently, if they're not gonna do what she said to do, she's gonna go bust their balls for us. So, yeah, Miss Modi's the best.
Like I said, Miss Modi just doesn't care. I love it. But then when she does care, she's amazing.
Everything in order there, Alfie Node?
Also, Jimmy, you're getting up to the scene where you're going to see what I meant by that Lalafell has balls of steel talking shit in front of the Sultana.
Oh, jeez.
You're going to want to punch him too, trust me. Oh, there you are, Jimmy.
Oh, okay, so apparently Alfie Node got them an audience with the Sultana and the Syndicate. Wow, not bad.
What a loony.
Yeah, there's a bigger battle to choose here. You got to make sure that everybody, the Sultana and the Syndicate, hear your words and actually do something about your problem. Okay, so let's head in that direction then.
Oh, here we go. This isn't going to end well. Hi there. Hi, my name is Rory. I saved the entire world from the ultimate weapon of destruction. Would you kindly let these refugees into your town? Pretty please. Oh, man.
Okay, so now we need to go to the Chamber of Rule. Alright.
Yeah, you're up to that cutscene.
Okay, so let's see what we can do for our newfound friends there from Doma. I mean, I'm sure the Sultana will be receptive. It's just... there's probably going to be discourse somewhere in this conversation. Oh, hey, General Robon's here. Let's see what he has to say. Oh, okay, cool. I would assume that's the Syndicate.
I, Yugiri of Doma, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer.
Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Wait, wrong gifts.
Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
Have we seen the Syndicate before? I'm racking my brain trying to remember if we've seen any of the actual Syndicate members before, and I don't think we have. But, I mean, we know the Sultana, so...
17th in the line of Ul. Welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri.
It's weird to me that they all talk like they're in front of an audience in these sorts of situations, you know?
Although
I don't know.
myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
I guess in this case, though, she is in front of the Syndicate, so she has to speak in a more formal tone to represent her authority. I guess it was more weird when it was like, it's just the Admiral, General Robon, and Connie Senna in a room with her, and it's like, you don't have to be so formal, they know who you are.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Doma, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
Not many.
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the Purge.
Well, that's more than I initially thought.
It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow.
See, here's where the trouble comes in, because they're already turning away Alamegans at the gate, so, how many people can they actually take in?
Beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
At least they're willing to work for it.
Well, of course they
What are the
are.
Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
The head
Okay,
of the
well, that's a
Mirage
good-
Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
Oh, I was gonna say, that's an olive branch, but I guess it's more of a gilded olive branch, isn't it?
Gilded olive branch, but it's an olive branch.
That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require
Although
a
politics sure is
full
something.
resolution.
Yeah,
Shall we call a vote?
it's definitely complex, I'll say that much. Let's see what everybody has to say. All in favor say aye.
The law is the law.
How do you know what the... I get the feeling this is the dick you were talking about right here. And I can tell you from experience of having that same blindfold on, I couldn't see the law either if I had that on.
Lord, Lord.
Cough, cough, something. What the hell's the word I'm looking for? Where you try to represent something but do so extremely obviously.
Or willfully
That's the word I'm looking for.
Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the calamity and Alamegan
It's not foreshadowing. It's a different word.
Yeah, nothing's coming to me.
Fuck.
Actually, he's kind of echoing the things I just said about them turning away Alamegan refugees.
They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher.
See, if you told me we were going to have an argument about the welfare system in real life in my Final Fantasy game today, I wouldn't have believed you!
The wealth of Uldar.
The question is, are you
not
legitimately
without
surprised that
limits,
this is a
my
thing in
friend.
this game?
Sort of, yeah. I mean, I live in a welfare state, so I didn't expect it to actually show up in here.
Are prone to violence and criminal activity.
And that I don't
You have
agree
all
on.
read the reports, I think.
I mean, maybe the Alamegans might be kind of prone to violence, but if you got violently forced out of your home by people who just stomped on every tradition you ever had, wouldn't you want to raise some hell too?
Without
Right.
homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Just a thought, maybe don't make these accusations when the people that you're accusing are in the same room, because then they will take all of your stuff because you're being a dick.
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Uldar. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Let's not ask where he passes Gil thrice daily from. I get the feeling I don't want to know.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred
I don't wanna
domans
think
Lady
about it.
Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse.
Welcome back, Rockin' Fun. Yes, evil potatoes. Yes.
I move that an
As if we didn't
exception-
have enough of those.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago
Let's
regarding
switch
a
over and
number of
figure out what
Alamegan
order I wanna take
refugees,
these in.
if memory serves. What
So I
were
have
your words
fending,
that day?
fending.
Ah, yes. The law is the law. And so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo.
Well, people change.
Mayhap
of
our
fending
wise
will
and
go with
benevolent Sultana
striking.
would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
Yeah, you're not the Sultana there, Lolorito.
My
Slow your roll.
No.
I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than gil.
Yeah, but he's not looking at that in the long term there, Teleji. He's looking at it in the short term because he's a businessman. Business people care about making as much money as possible in the shortest amount of time before jumping ship to the next quick get-rich-quick scheme so that they don't go sinking with the ship.
Precious or not,
I'd say he's a
they
cunt,
were
but he's
never
not.
yet so reliable.
He's a businessman.
And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future.
He's an older businessman with his conservative values and his head shoved so far up his ass he can't see the future. But that could just be because of the blindfold. So it's when you realize the French dub never really tried to do potato voice. Oh, did they not like change up the voice? Did they sound like similar to the hearers and stuff?
Ever been her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy.
What does he mean by that?
How far the vaunted Mirage have fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
Well, I would say he's wrong, but I literally don't think I've ever heard of the Mirage, so maybe?
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we
Mirage
forego
sounds
further
angry.
debate and call a vote.
As always, General Robon saying the real shit that needs to be said.
Accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
So say, well, we know where Lalorito's going. And apparently these nameless NPCs are also following him. Alright, fair enough. Well, he took 4 people, including himself. So, does that mean they're kicked out?
It were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace. And I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
But where will they go now?
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, little Alamigo would now be thriving.
I get the feeling there's more to this story that we're going to have to learn.
Most likely.
That you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
It's weird, though, because I get these vibes literally like Aladdin, like the movie Aladdin, because Teleji here kind of reminds me of the Sultan from Aladdin, and then Lalorito there sort of gave me Jafar vibes while this was all going on. It's kind of funny.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity.
So what are you saying, General? We should have kept the ultimate weapon alive for a little while longer until the Domans got here? Oh boy. Some yes, but mostly they're doing their classic voice for everyone, like Lalorito's a reasonably small change, but he literally has Jafar voice. Well then my vibes that I was getting were not ill-placed then. Nanamo's got Kyrie's voice. Oh jeez.
The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lalorito most of all.
I wonder why. Maybe it has something to do with our crystal
This is neither
thieves.
the time nor place for that discussion.
Or maybe not. So what are we going to do about Lady Yugiri and the Domans? That's the real question. I don't really need any of this stuff. I can get the materials to make all of these, I think. Because you just need pigments to make these, and then some crystals. So I can get all those without it, so I'll just take the bronze pieces. So what's the backup plan to letting them in there, General? Ooh, hang on. Hero's earrings of fending, slaying, and aiming. Is
They're just handing us all the good jewelry, aren't they?
Is slaying something for me? Strength, skill, speed, and direct hit rate. I would say, yeah, I guess.
I currently have 3 pieces of fending and 2 of slaying.
They are level 90. Okay, cool. So the
Because
aiming
I
is
feel
dexterity,
like I need to balance
right?
that shit out with my paladin.
And
Considering
fending
how much I whine about how little
is-
damage I do.
Okay, so the one that I want is the Hero's Earrings of Slaying. It's not the Hero's Earrings of Striking, but, well, it gives me the same sort of stats that I need anyway from striking, so we'll take those. Alda is your Aladdin live-action movie. Don't even need Will Smith for it. It's just go right here. I can't believe they cast him as the genie. It's so ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but it's made for good memes.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, it's probably similar, though, to the reason why The Rock took that job in that movie as the Tooth Fairy, because I think his daughter said that she wanted to see him in that movie, so he took it. So it's probably, I mean, I know Will Smith doesn't have any young children anymore, but it was probably similar where they, like, talked about it, or they watched Aladdin a lot when they were kids or something, and he's like, you know what? I could be in this movie now, so I'm going to be in this movie now.
Or alternatively, he got the job offer and was just like, okay, money.
I mean, yeah, but that's not as fulfilling sounding.
It's not as fulfilling sounding, but it's proper. Because if somebody asked you to play the fucking genie from Aladdin in a live-action Disney movie, that's like printing money in your pocket.
I don't know. A lot of live-action Disney movies haven't done as well as their cartoon counterparts.
That is correct. They haven't done as well, but at the same time, Disney has this tendency of printing money regardless of how well the movie does. I'm not incorrect.
Oh, okay. We got to go to the Hall of Flames then. All right. Wow, he took everybody with him. All right. Let's go, Interceptor. We got to get to the Hall of Flames so we can see what we can do about the Domans.
There we go. Foot, stop falling asleep.
Yeah, we're gonna have we're gonna have a live-action Aladdin movie in this game, and then later on we're gonna have a live-action Aladdin movie with Will Smith as the genie.
And I'm just over here like, can we
Craziness.
just have the Lion King live-action movie? That one actually looks half decent.
I don't think I've seen the trailer for that one.
I can't wait for it.
I mean, I know that there was a Broadway production that's basically a live-action Lion King, but I don't know if it's going to be the same or different from that production. You guys have already had 2 French movies for Aladdin, and oh god, they're trash. Oh no. Oh boy. Yeah, apparently so. So what do we do? Yeah, I don't see... I mean, I know that I'm a member of the Maelstrom, but I don't see the lot of pirates that inhabit Limsa as being very welcoming. And Gridania is having enough problems with the 7,000 different beast tribes that are having trouble with their primals, so... Well, it's not airless. It's not like they don't have windows, I think. So send them to Kurthus. I mean, that's like Ishgard, but it's not bound by the 3 city-states. Or, you know, Mordana, too. That might work.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, boy, Cole's ahead of me again.
Oh, no.
Well, you see, the politics around here don't allow her to make exceptions there, Lady Yagiri. We may have an alternative solution, though. Let's hear it. Are we going to really take all these Domans at 7th Heaven?
What a beautiful bunch of people.
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, if they do have the need for people, it makes sense that they would, you know, offer them room. And yeah, they don't have to deal with the politics part of it to go there, so maybe they'll even join our order at some point. I don't see that being too far off the mark. Literally, the main comedian of those movies, the one who plays Aladdin, is like one of the worst comedies you've ever seen. He's trying way too hard to be funny while he's just overdoing everything. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I don't like when they do that. It's just like, hey, come on, man. Like, I don't... maybe I shouldn't. No, I'm gonna say it anyway. It's like how I feel about Ken Jeong and a lot of the stuff that he's been in over the past. Like, he suddenly popped up out of nowhere about 4 or 5 months ago, and all of a sudden now he's in commercials, he's in a bunch of American television shows and competitions and stuff, and it's like, if he's not being a vulgar doctor, or like, I mean, I know, people, you shouldn't constrict yourselves to one single role, but when you take the vulgarity out of Ken Jeong, you take the funny out of Ken Jeong. If he can't he's not funny. And I'm sorry if you're a Ken Jeong fan, but that's just how I feel. If he can't swear in whatever production he's in, he's just not funny to me. So I don't know. That's just my personal take, though. Everybody has different tastes in comedians, and that's just how I feel about Ken Jeong. So. Oh, okay. So let's go see if the Adventurers Guild can help us take the Domans over to Revenant's Toll. And apparently the Flames are also going to help. I mean, they do have to travel through Northern Thanalan to get to Revenant's Toll, so... And we also have to get through the Castrum to get them there. So that, both of those things might be a little on the challenging side, but we'll see what we can do to make it work. Let's go see if Miss Modi has any parting words of advice for us before we take on the largest escort mission we've had to do so far in the game. I don't know that that's actually what we're going to be doing, but considering there's hundreds of Domans to take to these places, I wouldn't put it entirely out of the question. I mean, it's fine. It'd be like the reverse Thousand Heartless battle. Except instead of
1,000 nobodies.
Well, because instead of 1,000 enemies, you have to protect 1,000 people from a set of several enemies and see how many of them make it to the end of the goal.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, that would be kind of badass as long as it wasn't like a huge escort mission.
Well, that's kind of what it would be, but... I would say I'd like it if it was a sort of mission that had far-reaching consequences depending on how many of those people made it through, but I don't feel like they would be able to do that with large groups of people like that without it just reducing it to a calculus, like vicious calculus where it's a numbers game. It's like, if you rescued 901 people, you get the best reward. If you rescued 899 people, they take something away because increments of 100 don't help them. So I don't see how they could do it mechanically without it not feeling like every single one of those people that died was an individual that you will never get back, So, While we're at it, the writing of the movie had some super cool stuff to say, like sexist and homophobic stuff, because I guess that's what's funny for teenagers today, and you're absolutely not some kind of SJW, but the meaning of some scenes are just awful, so basically the review had super bad reviews. Everyone trash-talked it, made fun of it, so of course they made a sequel. Oh, no!
Why is it that only
man.
shitty movies get sequels? None of the good movies ever get sequels.
See, that's my thing with like movies and books and anything that you employ your own creative and artistic license on. You shouldn't write them like you're planning out a sequel from the start. You know what I mean? You should write
you know you're going to have the following and the funding to make a sequel.
I think you...
Cough Avengers.
I think even with that, you shouldn't write a movie or a book or anything like it's going to have a sequel or something like that. I think you should make the book or movie a complete work on their own, and then if there's, like, maybe leave a couple of things unanswered or something that you could develop later. Like, leave in those little potential things that you could pull out and be like, okay, this is what we're going to do with a sequel. We're going to take this little... You remember this little chunk in the first movie that had a little bit of undercooked development? Let's develop it now. But don't write it like you're going to make a sequel. Although I don't think that's the case with these bad Aladdin movies that Rock and Fun's talking about. I think in that case, they're just like... Well, it generated bad publicity, so it generated publicity, so let's make a sequel.
Because, as we all know, Jimmy, I think you can finish my next sentence.
Bad publicity is still publicity. And there's no such thing as bad publicity. So.
Why do I hate it every time you say that, but I know you're right?
Because you know I'm right.
Every time you say that, I want to cough violently until my lungs pop out.
Oh, okay, so the Domans can actually rest here. I hope she has enough rooms. Jesus.
Yeah, there's only like 200 of them. Room looks like it accommodate 200 people.
Must be a big place. Well, Miss Modi's being a badass again, so I can't really say anything. Thanks, Miss Modi. So I guess we have a solution after all. You know, other than the transportation part. How the hell are we going to get hundreds of Domans through the Castrum Sentry? Like, holy shit. Oh, okay, well maybe here's where our solution is. I wonder who the 77 caravans are, but, I mean, if they can carry a few people each, we may have our solution. Nice. Well, when you have a problem and government or politics can't do it, you find an alternative solution. And apparently in this case it didn't involve too many shady acts, so that's good.
Hey, Jimmy.
What?
Remind me, how do the ranks of the storms go?
For the Maelstrom, you mean?
Yeah, Maelstrom.
Storm, I know Storm Sergeant is the petty officer ranks, and then Storm Lieutenant is the officer ranks. So why?
And Storm Captain's the highest one. That's weird.
Why?
Interesting. Well, later on in the quest, you're going to go talk to Merowith, and she actually addresses you on what rank you are.
Oh.
Like Lieutenant, Corporal, or Captain.
Fancy. I think that's happened before, though. I'm pretty sure the commander has addressed me as Lieutenant while I've been Lieutenant, so... Like, in the last stream, I think it even happened, so... Movies are bad buzz, but they're still buzz. Everyone talks about them, and it's cash money. Yeah. It's sad that the world has to work that way, but that's how it works.
Because people can't just make things that are good now. They have to make things that are bad to generate publicity, so they can make shit that's good.
Or they just have to make things that make money.
And then there's the other way they make money, which infuriates me to no end, which I'm not going to get into that because I don't feel like lecturing the stream again. Because me and Jimmy have had conversations about the other way that I absolutely despise people getting publicity. And I think he knows what I'm talking about based on the fact that he's laughing.
I'm pretty sure. Okay, but we have to go to Scorpion Crossing, which I think is in Western Thanalin, if I remember right. And we have to check in with the 77 caravans over that way. Right? Yeah, it's over in Hammerley. Okay. I thought it was further away, past the Hammers, but, well, it's okay. Less distance to travel, I suppose. Alright. Out the gate, and let's see what we can do for these poor Domans. Now I gotta feel bad, because it was like, when I first saw them, I was like, oh, they could be assassins, but apparently not even close. Confucius is gone, so let's get him back. Hey, buddy. We have yet to go off to the Chocobo races to meet up with your contemporary, but we'll do that eventually. When did you...
Fireworks and fish don't mix. That's the best name for a quest.
When did you want to go and do the Chocobo races again, Cole? Because we're doing that in Lord of Verminion on the same day, so...
We should probably do that on the same day, so probably next stream?
Okay, if you want to do next stream, we could do that.
Or we could do it the stream after that. Depends on where you are in the story, because I don't want to give you an excuse to stop at a fucking cliffhanger.
So how about, like, after the next Primal?
Considering where I am in the quest, that's not too far off!
Okay.
So...
You don't need to butter me up there, Gijian. We've got this all under control.
So I need slaying from this one. So I'll take slaying.
I wonder if this caravan that left, that he had to fire, has anything to do with the caravan that's gone missing. Okay, so we have to go to the Coffer and Coffin and see if we can suggest, quote unquote, that the gentleman return to his business with the 77 caravans. And I use the word suggest very loosely because I get the feeling it will involve some rough persuasion.
Yeah, you could just say murder.
Yeah, but that's not as euphemistic. I'm gonna keep my blindfold / helmet on because I get the feeling I'm gonna need it.
Why would you want to be blind to the truth like that stupid businessman?
Oh, I can see things just fine. I have the 7 chakra. I don't need to see to be able to see anymore. I'm just that powerful.
I would spit on that Lalafell, but I'm scared he'd sell my spit for profit considering my hero status.
Damn, dude. It's like a pet rock.
What?
That's as bad as a pet rock. Chocobo racing is underrated. I really want to try it, which is why I'm so, like, I'm kind of pushing for it, you know what I mean? Well, we'll do it. We'll do it in the next couple of streams, probably, because I don't think the next Primal is that far off from where we are.
It isn't.
So.
Based on the quest that I'm doing right now, it isn't.
Yeah.
And you'll never guess who the next Primal is.
Yeah, the one at the Gold Saucer there. Yep, that's the one, Rocket Fun. We haven't done that yet. We did all the activities in the Gold Saucer when we went the first time, except for Lord of Verminion and Chocobo Racing.
Because neither of us had enough minions, and we also didn't have the quest to get our Chocobo license.
Yeah, we had to leave to get our Chocobo licenses. So I says, oh, we'll come back and do it later. And we haven't done it yet, so we'll go do it. Let's hope the one with Will Smith is going to be better than those two. Yeah, I kind of hope that it's good, just to, you know, I almost guessed a style on the people who were memeing the movie and saying it's going to be so bad because Will Smith is the genie. It's like, okay, give the man a little credit. I mean, he may not be necessarily like I don't necessarily know that Will Smith is like Morgan Freeman or something, but he's got a halfway decent acting career behind him. Give him a little credit.
Granted, yeah, he's got memes behind him as well, but what actor doesn't have memes behind him at this point? I'm not incorrect.
The blades took your stuff. Oh, okay, maybe I wasn't that far off with the caravan being related to the caravan before thing. So your ring, you were going to give to your lass, your girl. Leave it to me. Okay. So, I would assume... Let's see. Whoops. Yeah, I need to be out of that. There we go. Reassure the Huron coachman with a wordless leave it to me. So... That. I got this. I think that's what we needed to do right there. Yeah, I guess I'll take care of your ring and all that other stuff. Oh, they went to Nafika's Wells? Okay. Well, we haven't really been to Nafika's Wells yet, so... I mean, I've been there with my mining stuff, but I haven't been there with anything else, so... Oh, I don't need to necessarily ask them politely. I'll ask them politely, but... If they want to start something, I'm ready to start something.
And I'd almost say you had a grudge against whoever the hell you're talking to because I tuned out.
No, I'm not... I don't have a grudge. I just like punching people. That's the whole...
You're a monk. You're not supposed to like combat. You're supposed to like peace and meditation. And only use combat as a last resort.
Well, that's what I mean, is that I'll ask them nicely, and if they don't comply, I'll punch them. Maybe I needed more guidance from Vittergelt and the rest of the monks.
Maybe you just need to become a Dark Knight.
Damn, dude. But that would require them to punch me. Because that's when I get MP back. The idea is that they don't punch me.
You should just go full, like, discipline with your character and just become like a samurai or some shit. I am half expecting you to pick up that class, considering the fact that you have told me absolutely nothing about what the next class you're picking up is.
Yeah, I'm still keeping that under wraps.
Hell, I told you what class I'm picking up next. The fucking stream knows, but you refuse to tell me.
The stream doesn't know what class I'm picking up next. I'm not telling anybody.
I said they know what class I'm picking up next, not the one you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nobody knows what I'm picking up next. And I'm going to keep it that way until I pick it up. So.
This is the kind of bullshit I put up with on a daily basis.
So Nafika's wells are all the way down here, so we got to use these platforms to get down there. A little disorienting, I'll be honest with you, but that's because I have my camera pulled out far enough to where it catches on every roof here. So, I mean, you could just jump off, but yeah, I don't feel like breaking. Oh my god! I'll hold the phone. Electreon. That thing looks angry. Let's see if we can get away from it. Phew! That was a little close. See, it's got the warning sign on it, that red mark there, which means that it's aggressive, and that's some kind of it's some kind of rank A mark, maybe? I forget, but yeah, Jesus, gave me a spook and a half. I can't see if I'm even standing on solid ground here. Who just walks around and says they don't like somebody's face? It's like telling somebody your face is tired. Uh-oh. Something wicked this way comes.
Because, like, you can't see my reactions to what the hell Jimmy is saying. And most of the time, that's just me tilting my head like, what are you on and can I have some?
I am straight edge, my friend. Uh-oh. Brassblade Captain.
You know, that is actually fair.
Okay, he's a little tankier than the other two. Not that much more, but... What?
No, that is kind of fair. I don't actually remember the last time I saw you drink.
It's been a while. It's been quite a while, actually. Is this going to pop back up in a second? There it goes. There's a way to do...
I think my damage as red mage is getting a little too high.
When can damage be too high?
When you're walking into enemy territory that's supposed to be synced to your level, and then you just go...
Boop! And they're dead.
You just go Jolt, Ver Thunder, fucking Fletch, Death.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way sometimes too about my monk DPS, because it's like I can't do all my big rotations. I get like 2 of them done and that's it. So
I can't even do a rotation.
There's a way to do PvP between friends. Basically, there's an area somewhere in Limso where you can basically challenge someone to a duel, like you'll challenge someone the same way as you'll do it to Triple Triads. That's the only PvP you've done in this game, and that's the only one you'll ever do, punching friends in the face. Yeah, we haven't done anything with Frontline just yet. If we did, we would probably be able to punch each other in the face, but...
I don't want you to punch me in the face. It'll hurt.
I mean, I don't have, like, claws or anything else like I did previously. I'm just going to teleport to Blackbrush at this point. It's like, I don't feel like walking all the way up there and trying to get past Electreon again. Jesus Christ.
Electreon. That is the most try-hard, badass name I've ever heard.
It's a giant hammerbeak that probably would have pushed my shit in if I tried to fight it.
What's up?
It's a rank A, level 50 mark. I mean, we probably could have mostly killed it if the both of us were in the same place when it spawned, but I almost ran headlong into it with Confucius, which would not have ended well. So... Fletch at low level is so powerful. Yeah, Cole's experiencing that firsthand.
What?
Fletch at low level is so powerful.
I mean, 420 potency is pretty dumb, I hear.
Yeah, that's a lot for a low level. I don't think I have access to that, personally. Not even with 3 Greased Lightning stacks. Hey, Conker. It's going good. How's it going for you? I did, and I think I got what you needed. Okay, good. Cool. We have our 77th coachman. So let's see if we can't get all of this stuff taken care of back in Hammerley so that we can help the Domans with their little pilgrimage. What the hell are Red Mage abilities called? Fletch and Korokor in English? I'm pretty sure they're the same. I don't think that they changed the French names. I mean, obviously, I don't think we necessarily pronounce them correctly, because I'm saying Fletch when I'm pretty sure it's not Fletch, like Fletch. That's how I'm pronouncing it.
I try very, very hard to, like, pronounce them correctly because I despise when I do that wrong.
And I think technically Coracor isn't pronounced Coracor. I think technically if you want to like think about it in terms of the French pronunciation, you'd say Corsacor because
Also, by the way,
because the A makes the S soft. Rock and Fun, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I remember some things about my French class, but most of them escape me.
Speaking of French, can we all just talk about the irony that I took a class that's primarily has very Frenchy names, and I have never taken a day of French in my entire life, but you have. Piss.
Doing good, just got out of class eating out today. Oh, nice. Nice. It's always nice to treat yourself and eat out every now and then. I try to only do it once a week, though, because currently I don't have steady income.
I feel that on a spiritual level.
Yeah. I mean, I have steady income in this game. I get, like, probably a profit off the dyes that I sell. I probably get a profit of about 3,000 or 4,000 gil per day just from that.
Learn quick what the best way to make money in this game is, and that is literally just exploit people's need for fashion.
Well, I saw a video recently that said if you buy up a bunch of low-level materia and you transmute it with Professor Mutamix over in Central Thanalan, because if you buy up a level 1, a level 2, a level 3, a level 4, and a level 5 and you transmute them, they will not turn into anything other than a level 6, because it only turns into a materia that you don't have already in the mixture, and then you can sell the level 6s for a big profit, if you find the right buyer. I don't know how well that works, and currently I think, because that video came out like a week ago, so it probably won't work until like a month from now when the market isn't crashing from people putting all their materia on there for like thousands of gil because everyone's exploiting that method. But
Or they'll patch it.
yeah, or they'll patch it, yeah.
I never like doing the easy money schemes in games because they almost always get patched out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the people who had a head start are the ones making profit, and you end up getting screwed because you were late to the bus by 15 seconds.
Okay, the 77 caravans are ready, so let's see where Alfinote is, and we'll see what we can do about this. Okay, he's probably back at the Adventurers Guild. Let's go back to Ul'dah, then. Hi-ho, Confucius away. For like 500 feet, and then I'm gonna take you back to the stables. So you can chat with your contemporary, who we, again, won't see until we do the Chocobo races. I'm really hyping up his contemporary, when in reality, it's just going to be me trolling Cole with the name again.
It's a behemoth, isn't it?
No, it's not the behemoth.
Listen, that would be the greatest fucking thing. Oh, yeah.
If I could race a behemoth in a Chocobo race, I would race a behemoth in a Chocobo race, but I can't. So...
Uh-oh, shit's about to go down.
Oh, boy.
Also, by the way, I just realized something, Jimmy.
What?
I get this distinct feeling we're gonna see a quest at some point later that says it's called must come to an end, because we had all good things. So I get this distinct feeling we're gonna get a quest along the lines of that later, and then something horrible is going to happen.
Oh boy, Cole's predicting the future again.
And I was right the last time.
He was.
Because everything went to hell after that quest.
Okay, so French pronunciation is a total mess. Fletch, you accentuate the first D and don't pronounce the last one. Coracor, you don't pronounce any of the S's because guess it makes sense. I'm pretty close, just the pronunciation of the O needs to be a bit more high-pitched. Ah, okay. So, I'll try. Let's see, so it'd be like... So it wouldn't be core, it would be like... Cur? No, would it be like heart where it's like cur, basically? Well, that's not cur. That's like... I'm trying to think of how an OE, like where they're plastered together like they're Siamese twins. That's how you... Is that how you would pronounce the O?
How do I know what symbol you're talking about?
I don't know. You've never taken a second language, so I don't know.
I've never taken in a second language, but I've been on Google Translate more than I've Google image searched. That's a fact.
And he looks at a lot of porn, so... You walked right into that one.
There will be a day where you're going to regret that.
I probably will.
Remember that time I kicked you so hard when I was younger, you fell on the floor laughing and crying, your voice high-pitched like you just inhaled 10 tons of helium? That might happen again.
Everybody remain calm. There's no reason to panic. I love that commercial.
Oh my god, that fucking commercial just destroyed me the first time I watched it.
I love that commercial.
Worst part was it was 3 in the morning.
Usually eat out once a week, up to 5 times a month max usually. Gotcha. Seems like a pretty, decent way. It's like I said, you treat yourself a little, but you don't, overdo it with your wallet.
I haven't been out to
I'm fairly
fast
close,
food
actually.
since I got
Oh.
back from my trip.
Well, that's a first. Well, you got to save money, though, because you spent money on your trip, so.
I don't need to save money. I bought a game today, remember? Granted, it was only $5. That was bullshit, and I love how perfect that was. It went on sale, like, the fucking day I decided to play it.
Okay, well, apparently we've got to take the Dolmens now to Revenant's Toll. Slaying was the one I wanted, right? Yes, it is. Quest complete. Let's equip that bad boy because it's better than the one that I've got, that's for sure. There we go. Nice and updating gear. What's the next one? Casting or healing? Okay, well, I know which one of these I want. Small-scale operation Vesper Bay, huh? Ah, okay, so they're going to be going to Ul'dah from Vesper Bay. Okay. Do whatever needs to be done. Ramirez, do everything. Okay, well, that's...
Ramirez, do everything.exe.
That's been the order of the day for this entire game, so I mean... Okay, so we got to go back to Vesper Bay and speak with Hassan. Is it like Hassan Chop? Let's find out.
Hassan, what?
I don't even remember what cartoon that was from. That's sad.
I don't remember a lot of the cartoons of my youth. I remember Ed and Eddie, but that's only because Ed is the greatest thing to ever happen to television.
I mean, Ed, Edd and Eddy was one of the greatest things to happen to Cartoon Network, so...
That's not incorrect.
Most of the cartoons in the 90s were really good, though. At least from what I remember. And some of the ones from the early 2000s as well. Let's not discount some of those, because some of those were pretty good. I know where my loyalties lie, though. My favorites from the eras were Courage the Cowardly Dog and Codename Kids Next Door, so... Those were my two. I mean, I liked all the other ones, it's just I don't think that any of them really could stand up to those.
See, I grew up with like those similar shows, but I also had like a weird mix of like the stuff from when I was born, like Teen Titans, what else?
Teen Titans was pretty good, too.
I heard they're making a 5th season.
Yeah, I heard that. I
haven't heard anything about it since then, and that's kind of terrifying.
Maybe they needed funding and they haven't gotten it yet.
Considering how much people talk about how much they want a 5th season on, that's surprising if that's the case.
I mean, they made like what was it, 5th season or 4th season of Samurai Jack after years.
Fuck.
So.
Jesus, that 5th season, everybody was pissed at the ending. I'm the only person alive who probably was just like, holy shit, this is perfect.
I still haven't seen it.
You should watch it, it's good.
I should watch it. I watched Samurai Jack when I was younger.
It's darker than it was before, but damn. Just damn.
That's fair enough. I can probably handle it. I mean, I'm older than I used to be, so.
Yeah, Jimmy, people age.
What do you mean? I thought I'd stay 37 forever.
You're not 37.
I'm 37. I'm not old.
You had me like tilted there for a second. I was like, wait a minute, he's 37?
Well, no, I think I only picked up 37 as an arbitrary number because I remembered I'm 37. I'm not old. So
it really isn't old though. You're not even like halfway to death yet.
It's past your prime.
Past your prime, but you're not old.
Well, in the days of that movie, though, in medieval times, that was old. So
fair.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I know what old looks like. People who say, like, oh, you're past your prime, so you're old now, that's bullshit. Listen, call me old when I can't walk anymore.
Damn, dude.
I'm not incorrect, though.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I can see how, carrying it's hard to work and do manual labor when you're starving. Take it from a guy who knows. There's one time I worked...
oh, shit.
I didn't have a chance to eat lunch before going to work, and I had to work for 7 hours, I think, before receiving... Like, I went to work at, like, 11 or something like that, and I had to work until dinner time, basically, and I hadn't eaten since 8 o'clock, 8:30?
I recall one 4th of July weekend while I was at the Cave of the Winds where I didn't have time to sit down and eat the entire 10-hour day, and I had lunch with me, and I was expecting to eat dinner when I get home. I will not kid you, when I saw food, I almost, like, lost my shit.
Okay, Hassan Chop, I got you your box. It is heavy, but nothing I can't handle. Yeah, French is a mess to learn. Can't only imagine how much of a pain it must be to learn when it's not your native language. I mean, it wasn't terrible for me. It's just I don't remember a lot of it. I didn't practice it, so... What, is he being a badass?
That was a throw! Okay, I'm picking up Rogue. Fuck this nonsense.
Damn, dude.
Jesus, Thancred. Chill!
Oh, apparently something happened to his armor. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not an armor smith, but I could probably find somebody to repair it for you. Hell, I could take it to the Akadal 9. They probably know a thing or two about repairing stuff. Are you laughing at my joke, or are you... Okay, not my joke. Never mind.
Thancred just became my favorite character again.
There's scales to...
Again.
Again?
How could he have been my favorite character when he was evil?
I don't know.
You know, Thancred, for going elegance for efficiency, that seemed hella elegant to me.
When English has 200 irregular verbs, you have 570 irregulars. Yeah, that makes things get a little complex, I think. I'm kind of surprised I didn't see these black scales just littered about as I brought the crate all over the place. Bless you. They just sort of clank out of the box, and I'm like, okay, let's just keep moving. You'd think I'd stop, pick them up, put them on top of the box, and then keep moving, but apparently not. I'm not as thorough in these video games as I am in real life when doing manual labor, apparently. Here you go, Hassan Chop. Have your scales back. Well, they're not forever lost because I just found them, so... Okay, good. And we need the Hero's Earrings of Healing. See, the blue text there, with my monitor doing the nightlight thing that it does, the blue text for this is just dark enough where I have to, like, do a double take and stare at it, like, look closer at it to make sure it's the correct ones, so... If you ever see me pause for a second when this happens, it's because of that, so...
Damn it, Thancred!
Yugiri's game. Alright, what kind of favor do you ask of me? Okay, well, good. Thancred so deserved to be on the Dissidia roster, but they declared it was Y'shtola time. I don't know much about Thancred, but he seems like he's been pretty good so far from my interactions with him in terms of his character and his development, so... He's gotten some of the most development, really, out of a lot of the NPCs.
He just turned into the most badass person in the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Because he can throw somebody or something?
He didn't throw a thing. He threw a knife with such pinpoint accuracy that it was almost ridiculous.
Oh, so he's Ignis, basically. Without the glasses.
Without the glasses. And the sick hair. And you know the recipe.
Damn, dude.
That poster is the greatest fucking thing I've ever given you.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that yet...
frame that?
I'm going to frame it as soon as I buy a frame. But if you haven't seen that yet, on the Discord server and on my Twitter is the poster that Cole got me while he was at the convention, and it's Ignis from Final Fantasy 15 saying, "That's it, I've come up with a new recipe," and he's doing that thing where the old meme where they like sprinkle glitter down the page or whatever. It's a meme from like last year or the year before or something, and then Noctis, Prompto, and Gladio are all down there sampling his cooking. It was pretty good.
What a fucking savage!
It's a pretty good poster.
This cutscene is amazing.
It's in the community tab if you want to go check it out.
This cutscene is amazing.
Well, you are traveling by chocobo carriage, but
Not the fuck?
I mean, if you want to try riding one, you could try riding Confucius. I wouldn't say that he's queer in front of him, though. He might buck you off, but... Ah, okay. Of course they're playing hide and seek. Of course they are. Didn't they have a hide and seek side quest in Final Fantasy XII, too? Like, Kites and his friends were playing it or something? I forget. Well, anyway, let's see if we can find his friends. Now, if I was a kid who just got here and I was trying to find a hiding place, where would I hide? Maybe over there? Maybe up here? Maybe outside of the town? That seems a little dangerous, huh? Well, they're not out here. Ignis got such banana hair. He does have banana hair. Just a little. I've never seen a silver banana, though. Yeah, it is a good poster. Just saw that. Yeah, it is pretty good. I likes it. Well, they can't be any further than this. Aline is not one of them. Alright, let's check in other places in town. Pretty much checked around the north, so let's see if I can check around this. I would assume they would have like an exclamation point or something over their head to indicate, hey, I'm a quest marker, and it's not just them hiding. But oh, not in here either.
Jesus, that was fucking savage.
If I go up, I can get a better lay of the land here. Ah, here we go. Hiding child. I don't think I'm that good at it, but I just came up here to get a look at everything. See if I can see any quest markers. I don't know if the draw distance is high enough for me to be able to see that, though. Well, let's head down here and maybe go behind this building. See what I can find. No, not over here. I see another one right over here. Bashful Geyser. What a name. Yozan sent me to find you because you guys are moving out. Scions, but sure. Oh, is she really good at hide and seek? Can't really see her as the type who'd play hide and seek, but then again, I don't really know Yugiri all that well, so. Excuse me, sir, you wouldn't happen to have seen a child hiding back here, would you? Just ransack everybody's place looking for these kids. Can I get up here? Yes, I can. I don't think I was supposed to do that, but okay. Well, they're not back there. Sort of makes me wish the circle got a little more narrow as I found them, you know, but... Okay, well, he's got to be somewhere in the main square here, it looks like. Somewhere. There's one up top. There's one over there. Where haven't I looked? Well, the docks they wouldn't be at because you can't get into the docks. Can I go this way? No, doesn't appear so. Right. Truly, this is the greatest challenge I've ever had. Yes. Playing hide and seek with these children.
Oh, now you know my pain from earlier. I fucking hate that.
Aha! Here we go.
One of them's in the Waking Sands.
Yeah, I just found that one.
fucking hate
Because
that
it was
shit.
like right on the edge of the red circle, and I was like, well. Why do they keep calling them horse birds? If anything, they're more like ostriches. Although, I guess ostriches don't really exist in this universe because that's what chocobos basically are, so...
Thank fuck that ostriches don't exist. Ostriches are assholes.
Damn, dude, just insult Confucius's closest IRL relatives.
I'm not incorrect, though.
I don't know, I haven't had any run-ins with ostriches in my lifetime, unfortunately, so I can't really say one way or the other. Poster's delicious, yeah. Episode Ignis gave you an Ignis without hairspray, and how good it just feels so natural. Yeah, I wouldn't say... I mean, I guess if you go to some place unfamiliar with you gotta find something to pass the time, but hide and seek in a place you really don't know? Oh, okay, so it was like military training almost. Okay. It's kind of sad that the kids have to be trained like that, you know? Well, unfortunately, those days are directly ahead of us because we have to get you through the freaking Castrum Century to get you to Revenant's Stall. Insanity. The samurai is following me, I think. I think they were at the Flame General's place not that long ago. Apparently they're a Maelstrom, though, which is just fine. What?
Trying to recruit your ass.
Yeah. Dye and dye. Hey, Cole, there's lavender purple dye in this quest.
Oof.
If wishes were horse birds. I'm pretty sure you've already done it, though. We'll just take the bronze. I don't need any of those. Why is your father refusing to leave? Like, he had to move out of his home already. What's one more move?
I think it's less that he's sick of moving.
Oh, apparently he doesn't like chocobos. Well, he's about to meet somebody who has a chocobo because Confucius is going to go directly over to him and boop him and be like, hey, yo, stop being an asshole. Oh, okay. To address the smell of chocobo. Yeah, I can't say that it's bothered me. Maybe I smell like chocobo for all the times I've been running around with Confucius. Doesn't matter to me, though. Oh. I can't say I see it, but I guess to each their own. Oh, jeez. Oh, apparently she's got some perfume that might help, so... Looks an awful lot like the Fantasia that I used. I found a use for the Fantasia, by the way. I figured, and you can't really see it currently because... And you can't see it on any of my clothes, really, because of the way that my clothes work. But if I take the shirt off, you might see it a little bit. I gave the character a little more muscle definition because I figured, well, I've been mining and I've been doing physical activity for the entire game so far. So it would make sense to me that he would gain a tinge more muscle definition over the course of the time I've been playing. So, especially since I'm mining, like manual labor would make that happen, you know? So, alright, let's use this Peach Blossom perfume. Hopefully the Chocobo doesn't go nuts and attack me or something. There you go, buddy. It's just a perfume, dude. Slow down. I'm aware of that. I own a Chocobo. Okay. Sniff the Chocobo. Again, didn't think I'd be doing this. Do I just interact with it? Okay, I was gonna say, do I have to type in a command in chat? Is there a / sniff? Because that would be kind of creepy. Well, I'm just doing what I thought, so what I thought might work. What do they do? Apparently he has a secret trick. Let's see what his secret trick is. I've traded tongue flaps with the Gabi Trader, but they don't really tell me their secrets. They just say, come back to Professor Mutamix to get all of your materia needs. He's turned me into a regular customer. It's actually kind of scary. Ah, okay. They're masks. Now there's an idea. Yeah, I guess we should ask him if he likes the perfume or not, huh? Okay. Let's give the perfume scarf over to Hosan and see if his father, grandfather, whatever it is, takes to it. His father. Well, maybe he could use this scarf. Switch races way too often. Oh, okay. If I'm happy with that use, then you won't judge, but oof, that kills you. I mean, I know that seems like counterintuitive because a Fantasia is like, what, $10 or something like that on the MOG station? But I got it for free, so I was like, well, you know, I got it for free, whatever. I didn't plan on changing my race or anything like that through the course of this playthrough, so I was like, I'll use that. Switch races way too often. Oh, okay, gotcha. That's fine. Like I said, I'm not planning on switching races during my playthrough, so it's like, Gotta love Nox in the city. Everybody's fighting, dealing with ideals of freedom, good or evil, for the sake of some missing person. Nox standing there thinking, what the hell is a crossover game anyway? Nox's personality in the city is, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. That sounds about right. Pretty sure your character would have gotten fairly buff after everything you've punched to death throughout the course of the game. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I didn't want to overdo it, though. I didn't want to make him like have a super six-pack or something, so I only adjusted it up a little bit. Like, I probably went up from about a 30 on the chiseled or smooth scale to like a 45 or something like that. So it wasn't substantial, but I figured anything else I might want to do, I could just do with the Aesthetician, and I still have Jandaline's tokens, so yeah. Okay, see what your father thinks of it then. I guess we should go see. Are they all named like one letter off and then Ozan? Let's go find out. There's Hosan, Yozan, and oh, Home. That's not as that's a little anticlimactic actually. Yeah, I killed Metal Gear. Can I have some muscles now, Colonel? Oh, okay, well, good. Hopefully he's, Oh, so it reminds him of home. How nice. Alright, guess they're ready to move now. Cool. So let's check and see what we've got going here. Yep, they're ready to leave Vesper Bay, so let's see if we can't get them to where they need to go. Was Koharu one of the kids that was in hide-and-seek there? Well, I figured that was what you were going to have me do anyway, so... Alright. So it is an escort mission. Well, that's okay. If it means the Domans get a better home, I owe them that much. I kind of misjudged them the first time, so... I think I owe them a favor.
The batshit level just turned to, like, 22.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Confucius is about to... Yep, withdraw. Who said you could be dismissed, soldier? Get back here. I'm just kidding, buddy. I just need your moral support. I love you. And let's give Interceptor a good pet because he hasn't had one yet this episode.
Heckin' good pet.
Okay. Mr. Coachman, I'm ready to go. What kind of problem? There's always a problem when this sort of stuff happens. A fierce beast to the south of Hammerley. Okay. So what, just kill all the monsters on the way? I mean, I could do that, but... Alright. Sounds like we've got places to be then. Let's check the roads. So... Okay, so it's north of Hammerley. It's not even... Unless this is south, which would just be very confusing. Oh, the goblet is over here? Oh, okay. See, I was wondering why the lift to the goblet in Ul'dah over by the Miners Guild didn't work, but maybe it has something to do with that. Oh well. Anyway, come on, Confucius. Let's ride for the bridge by Hammerley. And we'll see what kind of threat is looming there. Hope it's not a behemoth. Hope it's not the behemoth that I rode off when I gave Cole those drugs last episode. I never did find that guy again after he ran off on me. Maybe we'll see him again later. Okay, Conquer, take it easy. Yep, we'll see you next time. Look for the schedule on Twitter and Discord in just a little while. I'll have that on there after this episode's over.
Yee. And of course, he's going to make it so it's completely torturous to me because you're like, oh, we're streaming 3 days in a row.
No.
Bastard.
Nope. We're not going to be streaming 3 days. I mean, there is going to be a situation next week where we stream 2 days in a row, but 3 days is a little much. I usually don't do that unless
3 days in a row, and I wanted to die by the end of it.
I usually don't do that unless there's a specific like reason why I couldn't stream on certain other days. So, all right, let's see what we can find here. I wonder if the dangerous monster's down in Nafaga's wells. Maybe we'll find out. I hear something. Aha! The Wandering Eye, we meet again. Actually, I'm pretty sure we didn't ever meet, but I've fought my fair share of Ari men, and this guy's no different. Oh yeah, I did this a few episodes ago, but I switched Dragon Kick and Snap Punch back to where they originally were, because I did it because it felt like it flowed a little bit better, but in reality now what happens is Dragon Kick now lines up perfectly with Demolish, if I do it correctly, where they both last for the same amount of time on an enemy. So like Demolish normally lasts 18 seconds, by the time it gets down to 15 seconds, I apply Dragon Kick, and their blunt resistance lasts 15 seconds just like Demolish. So then I just reapply the both of them very quickly once that's done, and it sort of flows okay. It's not ideal, I'm sure, like Snap Punch being at my third move in rotation would be, but it's good enough for my purposes, I think. Yeah, was is the operative word, because it's taken care of now. Oh, it's fine. Just did what anybody else would have done. He's an adventurer at heart, huh? Well, they may still be different in the future, depending on whether or not I ever make it to Doma.
Mayhaps.
I am kind of surprised, though, that... and I don't know anything about Stormblood's story or anything like that, but I'm kind of surprised that they put both of the areas that have been ousted by the Empire in the same expansion. You'd think they'd put Alamigo as one of the expansions and then save the Doman one as a separate expansion. But, again, I don't know anything about Stormblood, so I couldn't tell you if the story makes any sense for them to both be in the same thing, but, eh. Yeah, sounds like they had it a little rough. Well, you just do what you can, that's all. You take each day in stride, basically. Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty weird how they did it. Oh, boy. Next time you're playing 14, you're leveling Dragoon. Don't care for his abilities, you just want the fashion privilege. Fair enough. The only time I've ever had Dragoon fashion privilege was when I played Crystal Chronicles Echoes of Time with my previous group of friends. That was probably like 6 years ago at this point or something. Holy cow, time flies. I played as a Selkie, and if you know the Crystal Chronicles series, you know what a Selkie is, but it's basically like the rogue race, basically. And it had Dragoon armor, but it used a bow as its weapon. I don't know what I was thinking either. Like, what the hell? Doesn't make any sense. But Am I going to mess with the upcoming Crystal Chronicles port at all? Those games are underrated. I really like the original Crystal Chronicles. Yeah, it was one of my favorite multiplayer games of the time. I've given some thought to messing with the upcoming port. I do have a full multiplayer playthrough of Crystal Chronicles on my YouTube channel. If you look below the stream feed, you can see the link to the YouTube channel. It's right in the playlist there. Cole, Steve, and I, my brothers and I, all did a playthrough of it. It's like 42 videos long. It's like 20 hours or something like that, so it was pretty good. But I have thought about messing with the port to do, because there was a challenge that I didn't do that I was saying I might do when I played the original playthrough of it, which was a no cure magicite challenge, where the only way I could heal myself was using food items, basically. I never ended up actually doing anything with that, but I might mess with it at some point if we need something to do in between some streams or something, so... It is really fun there, Rockin' Fun. Although I'm wondering how they're going to handle the multiplayer aspect of Crystal Chronicles in the port. I'm not 100% sure if they would do anything with online, but I think that would be pretty fantastic. I don't currently have Nintendo Switch Online, but that, I mean, you'd think Smash would be the thing to make me get that, and we do own Smash Ultimate, but if Crystal Chronicles comes out with an online mode, I might pay for Nintendo Switch Online for a few months just to play it online with other people.
I mean, you're kind of late on that. I'm already have a subscription to Nintendo Online.
Oh, well, there you go. I don't even have to pay for it now.
Yeah, just casually leech off my fucking subscription.
I mean, I'm leeching off your Switch at some point to play Super Mario Odyssey, so...
Well, the least you can do is give me some money to pay back for that shit, because, you know, I let that go out of my bank account every fucking year.
Well, maybe you should maybe you shouldn't have a recurring subscription then.
Maybe you should kiss my ass.
Multiplayer is always impossible for you to access because of the Game Boy stuff. Yeah, the multiplayer had these weird extraneous requirements. You had to have a Game Boy and a GCN GBA plug for every player.
Jesus Christ, that was chaos.
Yeah, it probably... I mean, it didn't really cost me that much to get all that stuff together, but it was like... It was hell setting up that playthrough, to be honest with you. Just getting all the Game Boys and the GameCubes together. And all the Game Boys I got were like a second-hand one, so they had battery life of like an hour, and we were doing, you know, episodes of like 2 hours long at certain points. So it was like, it was hard to set that up, but we got through it, so it all worked out.
It was a little more than chaos, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, and that's another one I've never played, is Final Fantasy Type 0. Maybe we'll look at it one day.
Type 0 I've heard is like...
Why did I
kind
become...
of disappointment that makes you want to just like never play a video game again.
Why did I become an adventurer? They have the Wild Rose thing here. I gotta say this one. They're gonna be like, that's so cool! Or they're gonna think it's dumb. But I'm gonna go with the former. Sounds like something Urian J would say. Not the Wild Rose there, Yozan. It's a bit of a different thing. What's Revenant's Toll like? It's like Balfenheim, except more
shitty. Crystals.
No, actually not shitty. It's not as bad. So... I think the second one kind of, sort of... I don't want to, you know, get in these kids' heads, but... Well, you know, maybe this first one would be better because they're kids, you know? You don't want to be like, it's harsh and unforgiving and it's a wasteland out there. No, they're kids, man. Let's use a little restraint. There are a lot of adventurers in Revenant's Toll, too, so... I wouldn't say they're as strong as me. Don't mean to brag, but, you know.
Well, Jimmy, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you were almost a little cocky with that sentence.
It's not even being cocky, it's just knowing that none of the NPCs can be above level 50 and less until I get to Ishgard, so... Don't have a Switch, but Astral Chain probably would be the thing that would get you to buy one. I haven't heard of Astral Chain, unfortunately.
Oh my god, I need to show you that.
Tried to emulate it, but couldn't find a good file back then. Oh, okay. Gotcha. What do you have to do to be strong like me? Train every day. Buy weapons and armor from Rowena. I haven't even done that yet. Yeah, just broaden your horizons, kid, really. Just try new things. That's pretty much it. Because if you seek new adventures, then you'll find ways to get stronger. Right. Oh, these kids. Well, sure, if you set your mind to it. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think they're even gonna offer me a choice here. I don't think we'll ever see these kids grow up, but I'm rooting for them. See, this is kind of what I was talking about, though, when I'm talking about NPCs getting more screen time to kind of make them develop a little bit. This is all I wanted. Just a few scenes of me getting to know them a little better. Just, you know, small talk. Nothing that has to necessarily do with the story. Just get to know them as people. You know, and it's just like, I already feel a greater connection with the Domans in one episode than I felt with the entirety of the Scions in 37 episodes. Is it so hard? But I've been on that soapbox before, so I'll get off of it now. Yeah, I'll join you on the way. Somebody's got to watch your asses and make sure you don't get, you know...
Murdered.
Yeah, murdered by the Castrum Sentry. It's almost reminiscent of the carriage I was on way back in the day. It's like we've really come full circle, finally. I rode in a carriage much like this one on my way back to Ul'dah. I'm sure that was done on purpose. Alright, we're in Hammerley. What's the... Oh, speak with Alfie now. Okay. They're ready to enter the city. I guess I just gotta give them the go-ahead. Kids, don't go running off after that giant tortoise. He's docile, but trust me, tortoise tipping is not a good thing. It's not like cow tipping, where the cow just sort of says, "Oh, okay, I don't like this, but fine." The tortoise...
How do you tip a cow is my question. I've always questioned that.
With lots of people and lots of effort. It does, though. Like, when you tip a cow, it literally just falls over like it's paralyzed. It's kind of... It is kind of fucked up, yeah. I can't say personally that I've ever experienced it, whether it's watching people do it or... you know, participating in it myself, but I've had friends who grew up in rural areas who have done it, and apparently it's really funny, but I can't say I see it. But yeah, don't do tortoise tipping, kids.
Have finally happened.
What's that?
I got decent red mage glamour.
Oh, damn.
I need new boots and the Emperor's new hands, and that's about it.
The Emperor's new gloves? Or
yes, new gloves.
To give yourself naked hands?
Yes. I mean, that's about it.
I mean, those are like 300 gil in Revenant's Toll.
I don't want to talk about how much I had to spend on the coat, though. It's the reason why I couldn't get the 300 gil things.
I remember being that poor.
Yeah, you remember. Oh, shit.
Actually, I don't think I've been that poor since, like, episode 2. So...
I actually quite like the look.
Well, good.
I just wish I could figure out what the other red or what the closest thing to it is on this uniform. Because then I'd make the pants that color and then the shoes black, and then suddenly I'm swag.
You gotta make the way that I did it with the red that I had is I made the red because there is no red that's exactly like the Saurian shirt that I have, the red on the inside of the collar. So I made the red as close as possible to it, to the point where if I have the camera zoomed out, you can't tell the difference.
Speaking of, are we ending out soon? It's 7 o'clock. I'm starving. Oh, why?
We're almost done, yeah.
I should probably not queue up for trials then.
Probably not. Not until you eat anyway. Showed Astral Chain at the Nintendo Direct during the trailer, saw 2 dash animations. One of them was straight up from Nier Automata, another from Bayonetta. Nice.
From what I understand, Astral Chain just looks straight up like everything I ever wanted in a video game that I never realized I needed.
Rockin' Fun says that he wants to see the decent Red Mage glamour.
I mean, mine's not decent right now to start.
Okay, so I guess we're...
for it yet. I don't have the boots. I'm substituting the slacks because I'm not dealing with that kind of bullshit.
Not into the plaid, huh?
No, it's not the plaid. It's just the slacks the outfit itself was using on the Eorzean collection are the Lionheart slacks, and you can only get those from the Google store.
Ah, okay.
I don't understand why people fucking do that. There should be a sorting option, like items you can get in-game. Click. That would make my life so much easier.
Probably, yeah. Okay, well,
it's less good Red Mage glamour and more just kind of decent Storm Glamour.
I mean, this hero's ring doesn't have crit on it, but I guess it has determination, which is not bad. I really don't need the skill speed, like, at all. That's what Greased Lightning is for. Like, if I could get something with just, like, strength, crit, and direct... Like, if I could get strength, crit, direct hit, and determination, that would be all I'd want, but I think I'm asking for a little much.
Just a little bit.
So... Platinum Games, that's all you needed, yeah.
Oh god, it is made by Platinum, isn't it? Oh,
What,
God.
Astral Chain? Yeah, probably.
Yes. Oh, take my money. Take all of it. Take whatever money I have left.
Okay, so as I thought, I'm going to be the escort for the Doman delegation to get them to Revenant's Toll. Okay, fair enough. Then I guess that's what we'll go do. Jesus Christ, bless you.
I'll stop sneezing eventually.
Well, it sounds painful, so like...
It's not painful, it's actually quite satisfying.
I guess I was gonna leave it off like right here to see if we could escort them, but I guess we just need to straight up go to Revenant's Toll, like they're gonna meet us there or something. It's kind of anticlimactic. I was expecting like a little mini mission or something where you have to like with the Moogle, with Kuplo Klop on the way, or Kuplo Kop on the way back to
Kuplo Klop.
Yeah, I keep saying that.
Klop.
Yeah, that. But apparently they're taking the wind out of my sails. So let's just teleport over to Revenant's Toll and see what Slaftborn and Minfilia have to say about our new friends. Where are you, by the way, so I could show the decent Red Mage glamour?
I am in the Drowning Wretch.
So in Limsa?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we'll be getting there, but I'll see what I can do. Actually, I probably should go that way because I need to go that way for my adventurer squadrons anyway. Yeah, apparently they just followed us over here. Alright, fair enough. I just must have given them a teleport option or something. That's all they're looking for there, Slaftborn, I think, so...
Just tell me when you're on the way. I'm literally just sitting in one of the empty chairs.
Okay. I get the feeling it's going to be a little while before Yugiri can get used to calling people by their first names. She seems like the formal type. Alright, Slaftborn, I'll take them in to meet the antecedent then. Let's go see what Minfilia has to say about our Doman guests. I don't know what that was, but it sounded like a cybernetic eagle. Oop. Bumped the mic, my bad. Okay, so are the Domans already in here with Minfilia? Probably, considering they just sort of teleport to wherever the story takes them. Oh, I have to speak with Yugiri first, then Minfilia. Okay. Again, my sense of direction appears to be terribly off today for some reason. Don't really know why. I'm just passing up main quest checkpoints and, you know, points of interest like it's nothing. Alright, so where is Yugiri? Oh, she's right out here. Okay. You guys are probably wondering where the hell I was going. The answer is nowhere that I was supposed to. Oh, okay, fair enough. Now we gotta go into the Rising Stones. I keep wanting to call it the Waking Sands, even though I know it's not, but... I think Yugiri might be going about this all wrong, though. She thinks that we're gonna, like, put her to work like a workhorse or something. From that comment that she made to herself just a minute ago, but... I mean, I'm sure that they'll expect them to work hard while they're here, but that's just sort of the adventurer's way, you know? It's not like it's any different from anybody else. They won't have an easy time here, but they're not going to be working like they're on Animal Farm or something. Are you still trying to call Galliffin Kryl? Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know. I don't think Galliffin Kryl would kick the bucket like that, though, Minfilia. I think they're just hiding. I was, yes, but apparently the first carriage of them is doing pretty good, I think. I mean, I took care of most of the primals that we've seen so far. There's only a couple that we are still out there, but...
One of which we're at peace with, and we say peace, we mean in air quotes.
Yeah, no, I get it, Minfilia. I get it. Like those small interactions and cutscenes with everyone, you're going to love these quests. Okay, well, good. Because these characters need more development. So... Okay, I'll go get her then. Go ahead. I'm not going to talk for you. You say what you need to say. It's the adventurer's way, you Gary. You'll get used to it. Oh, okay, they already spoke then. Never mind. Thousands, millions of Domans, all in hiding, come across the sea from where the Empire has kept them captive. I mean, if the Scions had millions of people, then we would literally stand a chance against the Empire, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Main story we have just now is a step up from Realm Reborn, clearly. Well, good, because it gives me hope for when we're getting into Heavensward, because apparently Heavensward is a step up from the rest of the story in the game entirely, so hopefully
Which is kind of fucking nonsense if you think about it.
I don't know. Like I said, and again, this is me coming from a single-player RPG experience where I can invest in the story a lot more than some of the stuff I've done here. I have misgivings about some of the storytelling in A Realm Reborn. And hopefully they'll be assuaged by the time I'm done with Heavensward, because I think if I did my calculations right, we will get done with Heavensward. We will not be able to do any of the patch content post Heavensward if we want to do the Coils of Bahamut, though.
That's tricky.
Yeah, we either have to choose the post Heavensward patches or the Coils. So once we get to that point, we'll have to pick, but we'll see.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I guess the whole solution is working out, isn't it? Okay, you guys go greet the carriages then, and we'll see what else Yugiri needs, because I'm sure since they're refugees, they'll still need some things in order to help themselves out of this jam that they're in. Hero's Ring of Slaying, that's the one we want. The post Heavensward story is more worth it than Coils, but that's up to you. Okay, well, I will keep that in mind. I know that my ultimate goal going into the game was at some point to fight Bahamut. I didn't know what that would entail, but I'll keep that advice in mind. I'll weigh my options once we get to that point, but I'm not going to worry about it until we get through Heavensward. Once we get through Heavensward, I'll see how much time we have, and then I'll judge based on that. Because we're going to be doing about 75 streams of this total, if I did my math right. So we're over halfway there at this point. But oh, great. Let me guess. We're going to have to cook them a meal now. Give me more basilisk stew. I mean, that seemed to work pretty well last time. Okay, what was the other matter? Oh, okay, your mom's taking care of the food for them, huh? Alright. I think one of the post-Heavensward bosses is way cooler than Bahamut. That's tempting, Yugman. It's very tempting.
Post-Heavensward boss is cooler than Bahamut? I'll fucking believe it when I see it. I don't think you can get much more badass
I don't know.
than Bahamut.
Should
Unless
I
we're talking about
replace?
Kefka. Kefka's more badass than fucking everyone.
I don't know. Should I replace the master?
Fanboy and me talking.
Should I replace the Master Pugilist's ring with this Hero's Ring of Slaying?
If you want.
Let's see here. I'm just gonna look at what it does. Strength crit and skill speed on that one. Strength determination, skill speed, and reduced durability loss. Actually, it's a straight upgrade other than the reduced durability loss. So yeah, I guess we'll take it. Okay, fair enough. I mean, that did, jack up my item level a little bit, so that should help out just a smidge. I'll put the Master Pugilist's ring away because you can put them in the armoire, so I'll put them away in the armoire in a little bit. But what help does Philomene need with creating a recipe for the Domans? Will they all make it into Revenant's Toll from their carriages in Vesper Bay? And what about the white-robed Ascian? I get the feeling that last one's going to be a recurring plot point for about the next several episodes, if not all the way into Heaven's Ward, but maybe we'll find out the answers to the other two on the next episode of Final Fantasy XIV, the Stream Edition. And I'll be honest with you, when I first came in here, I was really distraught, because I was like, where's Interceptor? I can't find him. Did he get desummoned? Apparently, he can't be summoned in here, so that's why I'm not petting him at the end of this one, because he's actually not in here. But yes, so that's going to be it for today. Thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the streams. And I will see all of you on the next one. I'm going to post this schedule for next week on Twitter and Discord just after I do the description for this video, as always. But what you need to know is that the next stream will be on Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So until then, everybody, take care and have a good night.
Peace.
Let me read Rockin' Fun's comment before we go, though. Nice transition to Heaven's Ward. Character development still on point. Some characters didn't give credits, like Roban. How the hell do you write it? He's become one of the most charismatic characters in 14. You won't spoil why, though. Okay, well, yeah, don't spoil it, because I'm sure we'll get to it in time. And like you said, though, if it's helping out with the character's development that we've seen so far, then I'm all for it. And we'll get into it as we move forward here.